Hey, what's up, everybody? We are at Benj. This is Benj number 17. We are almost legal. We are almost legal. Give me 1 sec here. Let me just get everything all together here. Okay. Watch out there. Yep. Oh. Let's see. In which camera are we on? Yes. Okay. And as you can see, we are chilling here with the homie Fi Brown. Let me just make sure I'm all good for you guys on live. Can you hear me? Fa, say something. Let me make sure that we can hear you.
Testing.
Yep. Okay. Testing. We are good. We are good. We are good. Give me 1 sec here. Just make sure and look at my shot here. Let's see. Oh, let me go live on Instagram. Oh, there's Instagram. Okay. Awesome. How has everybody been this week? I'm sure we've had a great week here. Lots of interesting stories going on right now. Before we get into our stories of the day here, let me see where. Do I have my camera here? Yeah, my camera's on. Yeah, my virtual camera is on. Wide shots on. Okay, very strange stuff coming up. Okay. Before we get into our stories of the week, I wanted to talk a little about, what happened yesterday with this whole thing with Candace and I believe Andrew Wilson, this guy, this whole debate thing that they had, or whatever, the debate of the century. I didn't get much from it, to be honest. I kind of popped in and out of it. I was expecting to see them really like debate the actual things that happened and to be able to finally get to a definitive point of, what are we doing here as far as Charlie's concerned? Is Tyler Robinson the guy? Is he not the guy? Like, what are we doing here? And I kind of didn't really see that. I would pop in and out. It was like 4 hours long. I would pop in and out of it or whatever. Fi, I'm sure you heard about it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
What do you know? What do you say? How are you feeling about it? Do you feel like we're any closer to getting to a consensus as far as like what happened with Charlie?
No, I think I think they got the right guy in case it's a serious conspiracy theory, but it's it seems like all the evidence is pointing to him. Now, who put him up to it, we may never know, but if he acted alone or not. But yeah, I think they got the right guy, and I think they should have, focused more on the actual things that's really going on that's affecting people,
right? Because I didn't
point USA, where are they going, what's up with
it just seemed like a whole bunch, and this is the thing, like with the influencers, it's just like a whole bunch of like influencer BS, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like just more of their fights and their arguments, and I don't like this one, I don't like that one guy. It seemed very petty to me, and it just seemed like there were a lot of ad hominems, and we weren't getting to the issue. I don't feel any differently. And I thought maybe, Andrew Wilson or whatever might have came with something that would convince me otherwise. And I personally don't believe the government narrative. I mean, I think anybody with half a brain can obviously see that what they're trying to sell us as far as, this boy who supposedly killed
this
random boy who's never shot anything before in his life. One day, one shot, boom, hits Charlie, first time ever. 30-06 bullet, but this bullet kills like cows and rams and all kinds of things. So why would this one bullet with all this power come and Charlie still have a head? Like it's just like one small, gunshot wound, and like the wound looks like an exit wound, not an entry wound. So it's like all these things. I thought that he would say something that would convince me the other way around. I'm still Team Candace on this. I still feel like Candace is the only person who really cares enough to actually go for the narrative. And on top of that, no matter what anybody says, the fact that they had the scene of that crime, and this thing happened on a Wednesday, and Sunday they're calling for like a special paving service to come and pave over active crime scene, like 3 days, 4 days after it happened. Like that doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm no expert, but I mean, I've watched enough SVU to know that like you can't go and just pave over an active freaking crime scene, and then they're calling people to come in on a Sunday to pay. Why? Like, why are we doing all? It was just so many just weird little things, and not even talking about. I get where I don't want to get into the weeds of like Erica, and obviously it's a lot to say that like Erica had like plotted to kill her own husband. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to say, and I understand why we don't necessarily want, and people don't necessarily want to go down that road because that's a lot to say. Like that's a big allegation to make. But claim. Her behavior after the fact, some of it is a bit strange. People do mourn differently. I know when my mom died, for example, I didn't even cry at the funeral because I was so busy doing stuff. You know what I mean? For me, I knew like when my mother died, I was like, okay, I know of all the siblings, I was gonna be the one that has to do like all the PR, put the funeral together. My sisters, they all have kids, they had to deal with, the kids, they losing their grandmother, what I mean? They were all down there, in the same state with her. I'm in a different state. So it's like I was kind of removed and I was kind of able to just kind of take myself out of it emotionally to do what needed to be done.
Yeah, you had to be the strong
I had to be the strong one. And my sisters told me, they were like, we ain't doing nothing. Like we can't. Like we don't even have the emotional strength to do, what I mean? So you got to be the one. And that's fine. You know what I mean? I went straight into work mode. So I get where you see where Erica, where she went in to do the whole CEO thing and pick back up. And we've seen even in churches, where a pastor died, the wife assistant pastor, she's going to pick right up, what I mean, and move on. It's a very kind of Christianly sort of thing to do in a lot of ways, like kind of putting aside your own personal grief because the work, the mission has to be done. But there's a lot of just other strange anomalies, around that. It just doesn't look right. And and for them to say that this boy did it, and the fact that there's these text messages and like the text messages are like perfect and they perfectly describe everything that happened. It gives you who in real life does that? What in life is just perfect like that? They will find these perfect text messages to perfectly outline what we should all know.
Seem like robotic,
right? And even the language they were using. I mean, we know how these young people are fucking retarded. You know what I mean? Like they talk retarded. You know what I mean? So like for them to have this perfect perfect King's English text messages, like we went here and we did this and then this happened and this like.
Very
seriously, it's like no one. That's not reality. You know what I mean? Like reality don't work like that. No slang, right? No typos, no slang, no nothing. It's just like we went and did that, and this is gonna perfectly execute exactly what happened. It doesn't make sense. So for me. It's a no for me, but to get some other takes on it, let me see, because I saw Myron Gaze had a take on it. Let me add this to the window here. And I'll add this for you as well, so you can see it. Where do I have the Myron window? Let me see. It is. Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah, I'll get Myron Gaines and also Nick Fuentes as well. Okay, so there's Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines here, he says, my unbiased take on the Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson debate. After the opening segment devolved into off-topic arguing, the debate should have shifted to time rounds. That format would have let each side fully lay out their positions and forced real engagement with the actual arguments. Casual viewers walked away without a clear picture of either worldview. The audience is a real loser here. I have to agree with that. I 100% agree with that, because I even popping in. I didn't watch the whole thing in 4 hours. I mean, I've kind of heard everything you can hear as far as it's concerned. I mean, I watch Candace, relatively often, so I didn't need to know everything. I wanted to just know whether he was going to come with something different, and it didn't feel like that. It just felt like more name calling, more influencer, bullshit back and forth. And you said this and I said that, and it's like, if you're not in that world, which I'm not, I live in the real world. We both live in the real world. I don't care about your little influencer, little things and little whatever. Like, can we just get to like the issue of what's going on? And once he called women retarded, he did that whole thing. He's like a red pill guy. This guy, he was like, "Oh, women are retarded," and I feel like because I think Candace had him on the ropes, and she was talking about how could you be for Erica taking over turning point, but then you said women are retarded, women can't take over things.
So what was his stance and what was her stance, like, you know, for the audiences?
I mean, basically going in, it was, you know, we know how Candace feels. She's saying that she doesn't believe in the narrative, and he's saying that the narrative is true, but he didn't offer me anything or say anything to solidify the point. All it basically seemed like all he was going on was like what the FBI is saying, what the narrative is, but the narrative is what's retarded and what doesn't work.
Right.
So it's
that's
like
Candace's argument.
Right. The narrative. Right. The narrative doesn't make sense. Like that's the point. The narrative is what like makes absolutely no sense to anybody. So all he offered was that. He just offered like more of the same.
This is what's being reported. So he just regurgitating what's being reported.
Pretty much.
But Candace been arguing that what's being reported
is not
incorrect.
Is incorrect from the or can't be, you know, to be trusted. You know what I mean? From the beginning, and he wasn't really offering anything, but just regurgitating that. And so, reportedly, he paid her like $300,000 this debate. So, I mean, that was very easy, $300,000, I guess, you know, for this debate. But I guess he was supposed to like destroy her or make her like, you know. I guess if you're not destroying
Candace,
you know what I'm saying?
I think Candace such a good debater and such a good creator. I got so much, you know, just respect and admiration with Candace, like in her mental. I think even if she on a losing end, you're not going to destroy her. No, you know what I mean? Like she that good.
No.
Like she could make a losing argument.
And at the end of the day, their argument. Just the underlying argument of the government does not make common sense, and that's the part that no one is trying to. I guess that he was not able to get to. Like, okay, because I look, if you want to say the Taliban did it, make it make sense. Like, I'm not against it. You know what I mean? I don't have or one way or another. I didn't know Charlie personally. I just know bullshit when I see it. And this just seems like bullshit. It seems like the government. As a citizen, you know what I mean? I'm concerned because the government is obviously lying to us. This is not real. Like anybody can see that. This is not like this. I'm like, how are we believing this narrative here? That there's a gun in his waist and there's not. And it's like in his shirt. And like
he limped all the way there and all of that.
All this doesn't make any sense. And plus the text messages, like they never showed the text messages in a phone. We just got like this like read off of like this paper. Where does paper come from?
And they covered every roof but that one or something. And then it wasn't close, but it wasn't like, you got to cover all those type of bases.
And then all of what happened,
get to the roof and all of that.
All of what happened right after happened, you know, the video, the fact that like Charlie shot, you know what I mean? If we didn't know this is going to happen and this is, you know, this is a horrible thing. This man is literally killed in front of our faces. I know when I saw the video, I was horrified. So only imagine being there. So you're there. This is your friend, Charlie, who just got killed in front of all these people. And the first thing y'all do is y'all are taking down videos, the video cameras, and SD.
Right, all his crew.
It was like the crew was acting weird. It's just like this, like so we have to act like all this, and then you hear other details where like Ben Shapiro was saying that his people were on the phone, but Charlie's people were on the phone with Ben Shapiro's people while they were on the ambulance. Why the F are we talking to Ben Shapiro? And Charlie is like bleeding out in the back seat. Like whose mind is on what Ben Shapiro gotta say? It's weird.
Right.
And even the way Trump acted weird after. Sorry. I mean, and we all love Trump and Trump is great, yada, yada, yada. But the shit was weird. For them to come to Trump and on the South Lawn, I believe it was, whatever, to talk about Charlie. He's like, yeah, Charlie. But by the way, the ballroom, it's weird.
Wow.
It's weird. The way everybody acted was weird. Netanyahu was acting weird.
What you mean, an interview? That was the interview with the thing with Trump?
Yeah, they went right.
Wow, I don't think I saw it. I remember the tweet when Trump confirmed it.
Yeah, Trump confirmed it. Then it was right after it happened. I believe. I don't know what station it was, what news station, whatever it was. But it was whoever it was, they came to him on the South Lawn. It was like maybe like the day after it happened or whatever. And they were talking to him and they're like, you know, with Charlie Kirk, whatever. And he's like, you know, I can find the actual video. But basically he was just saying like, yeah, you know, what happened with Charlie Kirk was like, you know, really bad. But to the ball, it's like he just changed subject so quick. It was weird. And I understand that Trump's not lovey-dovey, emotional. He ain't gonna bust out crying on camera, whatever. But it's just weird. You know what I mean? The way that this is kind of like swept under the rug, and you know, this boy did it.
And then
move on.
I'm always weary of stuff. I'm always weary of stuff that they like try to force us to move on fast. Yeah, so I get what you're saying.
It was strange. So I was hoping that this Andrew Wilson person would have brought some sort of something
evidence
to make me feel, because I would like I'd like to believe that this boy did it. I would love that. I would like to believe that, but I'm not a freaking idiot. You know what I mean? So
I think he did it, but we won't. What they hiding from us is
I honestly don't think he did it. I don't think it was a bullet. Honestly I'm with what Candace is saying as far as this being some sort of like PETN or some sort of like, you know, individualized explosion because of the way the shirt went up, the way that was an exit wound. That was not an entry wound. If that was a gunshot, that'd be the entry wound. You know what I mean? And there'd be an exit wound coming out from behind him with the blood gushing and the bullet. Where is the bullet? Have we found the bullet? Where's the? Oh, I don't know, because the whole ground's been paved over. You know, it's just like weird. You know what I mean? And that camera that they took down from behind us, I remember seeing the video of them taking the camera down. That would have showed the exit wound. Because if it shot him in the neck, think about it. If this bullet shot him in the neck from 150 feet or whatever many feet away, this bullet going with all that energy, gonna hit him and even really knock him over. It's weird. It's weird. Sorry, it's weird. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know how y'all expect us to just accept that for what it is. You know what I mean? It's weird. That's all. So I was hoping that Andrew Wilson would have came with something that was going to make me feel like, okay, but no, which is more ad hominem attacks, Candace, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah,
I don't want to hear that.
Retarded. So it's like, I don't want to hear that. What Myron was saying, I totally vibe with, because if they were, and PBD was also, Patrick Bet-David was the moderator. It wasn't a very good moderator at all. He didn't keep them to, they should have like Megyn Kelly or somebody who does like a presidential,
on top,
you know what I mean, debate, somebody who knows how to, because somebody like a Megyn Kelly, she's done the Republican debates with Trump. And, you know, as hard as to try to rein Trump in, you know, you need somebody who can rein people in and keep them on subject. I just felt like it veered off, and we didn't get to the exact of like, was he on a roof? What day? What time? What were like breaking down the act? Like, that's what I thought this debate was going to be. I thought it was like the actual factuals, breaking out every single thing, going with comparing like the government narrative versus the Candace narrative. What makes sense with each individual thing. That's like what I was expecting.
I be wanting to know people's background. Yeah, that's why I love crime shows. So like the background, what led up to this, and like what, you know, when did he turn, and was his parents nuts? You know what I mean? I like hearing the backstory. That's why I totally wasn't enough with him.
I agree with Myron said.
Like, oh, crazy white boy.
We didn't get enough, unfortunately. From that, and for me being an audience person, if you're a casual person, casual listener trying to get in, you really didn't get much of anything from that. And I didn't walk away from that honestly feeling any differently than what I felt before. And personally, I think it kind of was a waste of time. And I mean, Candace, get your money. Glad you, got 200,000, get your money. But I don't think that anybody walked away from that thinking anything differently or having learned anything. Maybe Candace might have got a few people to her side, but even with Candace, I just feel like a lot of the things that she explained in her show, the depth she goes into her show, it wasn't really gotten into there. It just all kind of seemed very surface level. It didn't feel like I didn't get deep into the issue like I would have wanted to, and I don't think that we learned anything from it. So the Candace people are the Candace people, and the government people are the government people, and we're just going to go into another week of the same old, as this thing's going to be a year. It's going to be a year, September 10th.
Okay.
September 10th is going to be a year.
Yeah, it was
crazy. That year went by so quick. I remember what I was doing. I remember where I was going. I was on my way to work. I remember everything about that Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be a year coming up in a few weeks. So, and we still haven't even gotten down to the get down of whatever. But I definitely feel like what the government is giving us is not the case, unfortunately. And I hate that, because it's like the government's lying to us. You know, it is what it is. But they lied to us. This is all a lie, unfortunately. So that's sad. But happier government news. There is happier government news. Let me pull this video up here of Trump this week. So Donald Trump did something this week that a lot of politicians have been trying to do or have been talking about doing forever. And it seems like Donald Trump is the one who actually did it. So earlier this week, Donald Trump reclassified marijuana from, I believe, Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 in an effort to help out with, you know, medical marijuana and things of that nature, which is good, because I feel like there's always been like this demonization of marijuana, and marijuana to me, I don't care what anybody says. Marijuana will never be on the level of like alcohol. Alcohol is
far more dangerous.
Way more dangerous. It's just acceptable. So let's take a look at the video. We'll talk a little bit more about marijuana versus alcohol at the end of the video.
At the same time, the facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered in some cases. This may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers, and they cause tremendous problems. This can do it in a much lesser way, can make people feel much better that are living through tremendous pain and problems. 40 states and multiple U.S. territories have already recognized the use of medical marijuana. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future treatments. It's going to have a tremendously positive impact, I believe. We're also asking Congress.
Okay. So yeah, this is a great thing. This is a great thing. I know a lot of people are, on the right are very, anti-weed, they're anti-marijuana, whatever. I personally am not. I may even partake from time to time. But, I think that what he's doing here is a good thing. Like he said, for the PTSD people, people who are experiencing all types of pain or whatever, chronic pain, is definitely better than the opioids. I feel like a lot, like everybody wants to be on this reefer madness. We hate weed, we hate weed, we hate weed. But the things that are actually sanctioned and are illegal by the government, alcohol and all these mind-altering SSRI drugs and whatever, they're way worse than what weed does. I mean, you have people that go on these psycho trips and want to go out there and kill their family and kill everybody.
Yeah.
What you gonna do high on weed? Just have to eat a whole bunch of snacks and take your ass to sleep. You know what I mean? Like we why do we make weed out to be like
they really
the enemy?
Up. Yeah, like it's crazy danger to society, but it's really not. Yeah,
I mean,
nobody actually went and did nothing crazy on weed in our lifetime.
Now, what about driving?
Okay.
Like, because a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, we're driving. People are going to be out. They're going to be, if we make weed legal, more people are going to be out, smoking weed and driving or whatever. But people drink and drive all the time. People are going. That's
far more dangerous than
People are going to do, bad things because they're just going to do bad things.
Yeah.
People are grown and people have, free volition and free will. That's why we have police or whatever, things of that nature. But I don't think that we should be, making weed to be like this horrible thing. Because I've seen alcohol ruin way more lives.
It's just legal. Yeah.
It's just legal. I mean, they let people do it or whatever. But alcohol is ruined way more. Like no one ever says like, oh, because you have the angry drunk, you have the slutty drunk,
the emotional
drunk. You know what I mean? Nobody gets on weed and is like, he got on weed and beat my ass. He got on weed, you know what I mean, and killed a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean? Like I feel like on the right, especially, it's being pushed. Like there's I saw a report people are coming in for like there's like all these people that are taking weed and they're having like psychiatric effects and they're going like schizo and whatever and like
that's wet and stuff. That's like altered.
Right. And they're saying that the weed of today is much stronger than the weed of the 60s. It's not like the free love weed of back in the day. It's much stronger and whatever. I get all that, but I still don't feel like the demonization of weed is fair.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not warranted and it's not fair because alcohol, like I said, it's way more addictive for us in our lives. I mean, I'm not a drinker. I'm not. I'll every so often. I went to bartending school. I can make drinks really well. But I'm not really. Alcohol never really. I don't like the feeling of being drunk personally. I don't like it. Alcohol also makes me tired. So I do keep a little alcohol in the house when I can't sleep.
Right.
I'll do like a little shot or something or whatever. But how like people go out and taking shots and like getting all fucked up. Like I haven't been drunk in years.
Really?
I can't even tell you. I don't like being drunk. And I drive all the time. I'm a designated driver. It seems like all the time I go out with my friends, whatever. I'm that person. So I never alcohol. I'll have like I love Malibu, which I know is not like a hard drink or whatever. I love Malibu. Anything Malibu pineapple, whatever. Malibu is great because you can it's a little light, but it's still something that tastes good.
Yeah.
But I also like gin and tonic too. So it's like if I go out, I may have like one drink, and then I may have like 1 or 2 drinks, and have like that for the whole night, and I'm good.
Okay.
I'm never like let's get fucked up. Let's take a shot. It's shot o'clock. Like, no, I'm not taking any shots. Like I used to feel peer pressure to take shots when I was younger.
Yeah.
But in my old age now, over 40, I ain't doing that shit. Like, y'all can take many shots you want. I'm not an addictive personality person. Like, if I was to do anything, it'd probably be a little weed here and there. But like, I've been around people who do coke. Coke is not, you know what I mean? I don't judge coke. You know what I mean? A lot of people who do little.
I've never even seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, wow. I
never.
You live here in Philadelphia? You ain't ever seen coke?
Yeah,
oh,
not out in front of me.
I've seen plenty of coke in front of me. I've been there.
I never. Yeah, I got a football background, so I never smoked or drank. I didn't drink until my senior year at like a Halloween. It was the Valentine's Day party of my senior year. So that was like the second half of my senior year. That was my first time drinking. And still to this college.
Oh, wow.
And still to this day, I never smoked weed. So I still don't. Yeah.
That's good. Keep it clean.
Right. But yeah, no, yeah. I don't like not feeling in control. Yeah, I've been there where I got too drunk and you feel like you're not even in control of your own body right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like you said, that's the worst feeling ever. I'll just give me 2 or 3 shots, probably just to feel it, and that's cool. That's all I need. I don't like
doing this.
Right, exactly. Yep, I've been there.
This vibe right here. Oh, you done. You done. Well,
all you could do is go sit down, find a safe spot to go sit down, or sit in your car or something. Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah,
I don't like. Nah.
Yeah, I've been on this vibe before.
Yeah,
and all that throwing up and
oh my God, yeah, that's the worst.
And really, once you pee, because if you drink a lot and you gotta pee, and then once you pee and you get dehydrated, that's when it really gonna hit you.
Okay,
like, alcohol is just not.
I only threw up one time. It was the worst.
Yeah, alcohol is just not. It's not. I've only thrown it maybe like twice.
Yeah, one time.
It was off of vodka. That's why I don't mess with vodka. I don't like vodka.
I might have had that too. I can't remember what it was.
If I do drink, I like rum. Like I have in my cabinet, I have a little bit. I keep Bacardi. I keep Malibu, and I have like the little schnapps, so like peach schnapps, apple schnapps, little flavor liqueurs or whatever. But all of that, like, people just be getting twisted and doing shots of this and all that.
Mixing all people, people crazy.
And I don't like beer. I don't like beer, bitch. It's just like feet. I don't know why people like beer. I'm sorry, y'all. Beer is so nasty. Beer tastes like feet. And if people want to get like beer, pizza and a brew and all that, like, why would you want to eat that with your food? Like, that shit tastes like feet. I can do like a Malibu if it got like mad limes in it. I can do like not Malibu, sorry, a Corona. I can do a Corona with like mad limes in it, but like we just like Bud Light, Coors Light, all these beers and shit. Beer is disgusting, and all of the fancy, the hipster IPAs, all the IPA beers and all that shit.
Right,
beer is fucking
ew.
I don't know how y'all drink that nasty shit. Beer is disgusting. I don't. Speaking of disgusting, well, let's there's been a Nolan Wells update. Let me pull up the next video here.
Nolan Wells case.
I just, it's sad, but I hate the fact that everybody's using this tragedy as a way to come up. You know what I mean? Everybody either using it for views or they're using it for money, and and the biggest user of all is that Ben Crump. I'll be so sick of when we finally can just like stop dealing with Ben Crump. To me, he's worse than like Sharpton or he's way worse to me. Like
really, I think he just today's version of Al Sharpton. I put them in the same boat. I really think
I think because Al Sharpton wasn't a lawyer, I think is why it's not so. But like, because he uses the law and like you know what I mean. And that's why I think with Al Sharpton, he's like a preacher or whatever. He's a community organizer, but Ben Crump being a lawyer, he's like using the law and manipulating it to like make these cases be more than what they are, to make not even to make more than what they are, but just to make them like unnecessarily racial because they know that just gets black people.
That's his whole shtick.
And I'm just so sick of black people falling for this foolishness every time. You know what I mean? Every freaking time. So there's been an update. Let's see what's going on now with this here and Ben Crump. And let me add it so you can see it too. Hold on.
Okay, y'all. This Nolan Wells case may be heading into an entirely new courtroom battle. You see, attorney Ben Crump was hired to represent the Wells family, but it looks like he's about to need his own representation, because according to an interview with the New York Post, Warren Hudson, the teen who has described himself as Nolan Wells' best friend, along with his parents, Ben and Ashley Hudson, say they're gearing up to sue civil rights attorney Ben Crump. And get this, the Hudson family claims Crump's public statements falsely implicated Warren and his friends in Nolan's death. According to Ben Hudson, Ben Crump has continually promoted what he believes is a false narrative and unfairly damaged his family's reputation and has caused harm to their community as well as the Wells family. But that's not all he had to say. Ben Hudson also accused Crump of financially exploiting the tragedy surrounding Nolan Wells and claims the case has become much bigger than the facts themselves. And if that wasn't enough, he's even blaming Reverend Al Sharpton and accusing him of using Nolan's case as a political tactic because the midterms are coming up in November. According to Ben Hudson, other families will likely file lawsuits too.
Wow. So because we were talking about this beforehand, I was saying that I'm just so sick of like Ben Crump and like this, and you were telling me that like now the kids, you know, the white kids, whatever. Yeah. I asked you, because we were talking about the Nolan Wells case. Right. I was saying that like, okay, so did they find out that the white kids like kill him or like what is this? And no, like the white kids did not kill him. Yeah. So there's like this whole narrative, because again, I don't like to go deep into these cases. When I see it's a racial thing, when I see this is like a thing designed to inflame Black people's emotions, I just try to just stay away from it. Like, let me know, wake me up when it's over, you know, let me know, whatever. But I'm thinking like, okay, so did the white kids kill him or not? Because that's the narrative being put out there. And if you're not, you know, deep into this case, if you just happen to be scrolling, you know, through Instagram, whatever, you're thinking that like these white kids, you know, killed him. Yeah. And that's not what happened at all. So I understand why their families are upset, because I mean, what could their lives be like, you know, these white kids, because, you know, what type of things are they going through from day to day? Because now they're being seen by half of the country as like these murderers. So what more was happening with this? I know you were telling me there was more happening with that. Yeah,
I think the best friend that's suing, he said he went out and was denied service at a store because of who he was. They recognized them, and then another one said people were trying to fight him. It was like a mob of people trying to fight him, so they really have to watch where they go and watch their backs while they're out now, which is insane. And they haven't, you know, there's no proof that they committed a crime. There's no proof that and it's actually proof. The proof that's out actually steers them away from the crime. It's proof that Nolan was saw after they left. Remember, they was trying to bash them for leaving, but they said, hey, the boat is, you know, we having technical issues, and we out of here. We're supposed to be leaving. He stayed. He was kicking it with a girl and stayed. All right, you know, do your thing. Hit us when you get back. Remember, all his stuff was on the boat, and his car was at their house. So they knew, like, you know, we'll just get with you later. People are saying, no, you don't leave, and this, that, and I'm like, yes, you do. People leave their friends all the time.
The thing is that there were, from what I understand, there were other boats going back.
Right. There was a bunch of people going. Tatum went out there, and then because the narrative they pushed right away, you know, early on, like it was just them four. I remember that picture with the four and he in the middle, like they just all went out to this deserted island, and he never said no. It was like beach week out there. It was a bunch of boats, a bunch of kids, thousands of people, 4th of July weekend.
Right.
So everybody was out there. So it's like, all right, cool, you'll get back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There were other boats coming back, and it was a very common occurrence. You can get on anybody's boat. Like,
exactly. Everybody knew each other. It's a small town.
Yeah, they all went to the same like high school, whatever. They all kind of knew each other. So it's like, oh, I'll just get a ride on the next person's boat, or whatever. Yeah. It's just that he didn't take his phone, or well, he left his phone on a boat with his friends.
And why is that shocking? I took my phone to the beach just to like put my feet in the water, like you know, you had a splash.
Yeah, because
I left and my phone had water damage, and I had to get a new phone. You know what I mean? You don't take your phone in water. Why is that so shocking?
Usually, like, cause okay, so my beach hack is I always do. It's kind of ghetto, but my beach hack is you got to take you a This is for everybody to know for the beach. I lived in Florida 3 years, a block away from the beach. You got to take a fitted sheet to the beach. You take the fitted sheet to the beach. You know, it has like corners that come up. Yeah. You use those corners. That's why you tuck your stuff in. Oh. So if you want to take your phone, or you want to go to whatever, you tuck your stuff in a little corner. Gotcha. Fitted sheet so nobody can see it. And then you put your cooler, whatever on top of it, so you can go to the water for a minute.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, you leave your phone if you're gonna, because you can't take your phone in the water. So why would you?
Bro,
So that made total sense to you.
Right, and Ben Crump was pushing what teenager leave a phone anywhere, and that's suspicious that his phone was on the boat. I said, no, it's not. If they messing around with water,
right.
Like I told you, I was just getting my feet and my legs wet, but the splashing with the phone in my pocket gave my phone water damage. With these smartphones now, they easily water damage. So that made perfect sense. But people were running with the narrative that, hey, yeah, that's suspicious. Teenagers don't leave their phone. I'm like, yeah, you do leave your phone if you're in water. Like, am I wrong here? Am I off here?
Right.
But no, it made perfect sense. And speaking of the phone, mom still didn't turn the phone over to the authorities yet to do a forensic search.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
That's suspicious on her part. But remember, Ben ran with they deleted stuff. They didn't even hand the phone over.
So I didn't get it. They were saying that somebody
they didn't delete anything, and then Ben was off on that.
Saying that the kids deleted.
He said
stuff?
the kid. He went to a press conference and said the kids deleted everything off the phone. Like the mom just got a blank phone back. Right. No, all mom said was they didn't. First, who don't got a lock on their phone for one? That didn't make sense. But right, and people just gonna run with what Ben Crump said. I don't know why, but they do it. But what the mom actually said was she said he usually posts Snapchats, and he didn't have any Snapchats for the past 24 hours, so that was suspicious. But she never said nobody deleted anything. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they just nobody said they deleted anything.
I just got a text. No, you just sent okay. So you had sent a text to the flip. There's a Flip Philly Red group text to group text you send text to, and is this Ricky? Because it's the only number I don't have saved, so I think it is.
Yeah, well, it got to be Ricky then. Yeah, one is Ricky and one is Will.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have Will number. Yeah,
okay,
I didn't have.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's Ricky. Okay, I think it's Ricky. Panaman and Ricky here. Shout out to Panaman and Ricky. He had text here because you had text him and said we were doing the show, and he had text and just said, "Yeah, you got to bring me on the show. I need one of those raccoon hats." Absolutely.
Yep, I just said. We was talking off air, Rick, and I was just saying, I was like, "Yeah, Rick would be a dope guest, man."
Okay,
I love
Rick.
Rick.
You're absolutely invited to the show. Absolutely.
Before I even knew Rick was in Philly, like I reposted one of his videos and it went crazy.
Yeah, because I have to follow him. I saw that he's like, in the
Rick
group.
So
so shout out to Panaman and Ricky. Absolutely, I will absolutely. I actually have spare raccoon caps, believe it or not. I actually have 3 of them. I have spares. So I have my main one here, which of course is my main one. And then I have 2 spares. So yes, we're always ready with the raccoon cap. So if you want to make a coonish point, you say, hand me that raccoon cap, and you'll make your coonish point. We actually have a few we have some comments here. Okay. I think this is your homie, Sock Passe. Spaces. Well, I'm up with the Haitian thing. With the spaces.
Boy, that's my brother.
Spaces. What does Spaces say? Okay. Spaces says, I don't know a lot about the Charlie Kirk situation, but I learned from Candace Owens that the shooter's fingerprints were the least prevalent on the weapon. Exactly. Wow. They were. Okay. They were the least prevalent on the weapon. They were. Which is weird because they even said that the boyfriend, the tranny boyfriend, prints were more prevalent than and whatchamacallit. That's right. That was one of the factors she had brought out.
Thanks, Spaces.
Thanks, Spaces. Yes, thank you for that. Meaning there were prints on the weapon that suggest that more people recently touched. Yeah, that people touched the weapon more recently than him. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did he get killed at the scene? Did they? No, they didn't kill him at the scene. They caught him later, right?
Caught who later?
Yeah, the alleged killer.
They caught him because he supposedly turned in because his parents.
Yeah. I remember
or
now.
Something like that. And even that story is a little bit weird.
They got him at the scene. Yeah, they definitely didn't.
Yeah. So that
they had him escaping. I remember the picture.
Yeah, they had him escaping, and we guess it's him, but there's like some other people. There's like a room. There's so much.
What was up with the guy? Remember the old white man they caught? Remember that's who they was reporting did it at first.
Boy,
like what happened with him?
And then he was at another thing. I forgot it was another.
Right, he was on the ground praying when they was locking him up. Yeah, it's like
but he was
made him think it was him.
But he was because he said said, I did it right after.
Oh, got you. Okay.
He ran up and said I did it, but he also was involved with another event. I forgot the other. It wasn't like a shooting necessarily. It was some other event.
Yeah.
So also, he was weird too. Like where?
Okay. Yeah, you could tell.
There was a lot of weird things happening with that day, and this is why you can't just accept the narrative for what it is. I'm sorry, I don't accept it. Like it doesn't mean that I, hate the country or hate the Jews or whatever it is. Just that this narrative don't make no damn sense. Like I'm sorry, it makes no sense. So, On to our next story. So as far as the Nolan Wells thing, just to wrap that whole thing up, Ben Crump is a snake oil salesman.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he's using this story, racial animus to victimize these poor white people who didn't even do nothing. Exactly. And I hope they sue his ass and sue.
Right.
I hope they get
that one alone. They should have a lawsuit just off accusing them of deleting things off the phone.
Right.
When the mom didn't even say that. The mom didn't even run with that. She just said he didn't post on Snapchat, and he always posts on Snapchat, so he didn't have any stories on his Snapchat. So that was odd. So she was accusing them of altering his Snapchat.
Right.
But he went to a press conference, where all the triggered black people gonna watch.
Right.
He said, "Oh, they wiped the whole phone out. They deleted text messages. They deleted social media. Everything was just wiped out." And that was the farthest from the truth.
It's none of that.
And nobody, well, not nobody, but a bunch of people didn't do research, and they just regurgitated that point and reposted that point, and that wasn't what happened at all. And she still didn't turn over the phone to this day.
They need to sue the hell out.
I agree.
He needs to get a lesson learned for that, because you can't just go and just say these type of things about people. Those boys, they got to go to college. They have, they got to get jobs out here and whatever. And you're starting a whole narrative and creating a whole. I mean, it could be like Nicholas Sandman. Remember what happened with Nicholas Sandman, the white boy, where they had the in Covington, Kentucky. This was like maybe like 2017, 18, 19, where there was a confrontation with this American Indian man got up in the white boy face.
Yeah.
Because the white boy had a Make America Great Again hat on or whatever. He got up in his face, and basically the New York Times or whatever, I think it was New York Times, they ran and made a whole story saying that like the white boy incited it, and kind of found out it wasn't true.
Yeah.
And he sued them, and they had to settle with him, and reportedly the settlement is somewhere between like $25 million, or maybe might even be higher than that. Some people saying it was as high as like $250 million. So I'm not sure exactly how much he got.
Yeah.
But you can't be going out and just saying these things. And granted, Ben Crump is not gonna. I mean, I'm sure he has like insurance or whatever. So he's not as big a fish as New York Times.
Yeah,
but they definitely.
No, I would milk him for everything he got. This case would be free. Yeah, whatever he got from this case or whatever cut he took probably from the GoFundMe, all that.
Families would even deal with a snake like Ben, because to me,
he get him. I gotta answer because he get him money. He always get. He is. Out just being objective. He do get the bag for his clients. Even if they lose the criminal case or they don't care, because think about it, it's not they got what is it at what is it what was it at 750? I don't even know what it's at now. I think it might be over $1 million just to GoFundMe. They didn't go to court yet. It ain't no case yet.
He gets
you know what I mean? Yeah, he get the publicity to get the sympathy exactly. So even if nothing come from, because she took out the estate and all that, and she's trying to sue Mississippi. You knew that part?
No.
Yeah, she took out a estate for him, and she's trying to sue. I think she's suing.
What did Mississippi do?
I don't know.
I guess
that's what I'm saying. But she's trying to sue. So even if that don't work, they still got the $1 million or close to $1 million from the GoFundMe. So, and we ain't go to court yet. We don't even have no suspects yet. Obviously, we don't have no, it's no arrest been made.
We don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's just your far thoughts. Your far thoughts.
Yeah.
Follow him on Facebook for more far thoughts. In your far thoughts, what do you think happened? Like just notwithstanding everything, what do you think actually happened? If you just your hypothesis.
I think he drowned. I think they were all drinking, and I think he just. I don't know why he was over at the water by himself, or if he was by himself, but sometimes you dip off by yourself, you might be doing something, or I think he drowned. Yeah,
I think maybe because I really thought about this. Like, what do I think actually happened for real? Just taking all the stuff out of it. I think that maybe he did get drunk. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
Drunk.
Yeah.
I think maybe he fell asleep on the island,
and
maybe by the time he woke up, everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And maybe he decided, because they were there for the day, whatever. Island is. I've seen a map of the island. It's pretty far off. For me, a person who don't do the watering things, my black ass would have been out there. Not too far from me. You know what I mean? Like it's like it had to be like an official ferry or something. Yeah. But I do ferries and official boats. I don't really do just random boats. So that island was pretty far. Out in the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. I said, sorry, Gulf of America. Out in the Gulf of America, from the Mississippi coast. So I wouldn't have gone there, but I'm thinking maybe he, fell asleep. It became nightfall. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe he was behind a sand, and maybe people didn't know.
They ain't even had no phone.
Right. He didn't have any phone. Maybe everybody had left. You know what I mean? And it was like he had no way to contact nobody. And say, maybe he thought he could make a swim for it. Maybe because from what I hear, because when I was talking to Shamik Rochelle about this like a month or so ago, or whatever, she was saying that we didn't know about him swimming. Shout out to Meek. Love Shamik. We were saying that we didn't know that whether he could swim, whatever. A lot of black folks can't swim. It was like a hypothesis, whatever. But from what I understand, I think he could swim. I think, but maybe he thought that maybe he could make a swim. No,
that's crazy. Yeah,
which is crazy because that's like 9-10 miles. So I mean, nigga, you ain't. I mean, that's some Olympic type. And even then, that's the open ocean.
And in the dark, nah.
So I mean, maybe he thought he could make a swim for it or whatever. But I'm thinking he probably woke up and like everybody was gone, and he had no way to contact anybody because there were people out going back and forth whatever throughout the day or whatever. But after a certain time of night, that island don't got no electricity. There's no amenities on that island. There's not even a bathroom or nothing like that out there. You know what I mean? So nobody's gonna really be out there all night like that. I think that maybe the last people left, he didn't really know them, whoever they were, because his people that he knew were gone. So nobody would be there to be looking, they'd be checking for him. You know what I mean? They'll see, oh, if there's a person here, but they're not. They would. Nobody would scour the island looking for him if they weren't his like friends that he like came with, obviously, and. Maybe he woke up, everybody was gone, and he tried to make like a swim for it or something, possibly.
I don't know.
Or because I mean, because if somebody killed, he wasn't like stabbed. From what I understand, and I'm asking,
there was no damage to the body, no nothing,
strangled or no type of like foul play. So, what else could it be?
That was another thing Ben made up. He went to the press conference and said it was like damage to the back of his head, but they came and clarified that it was just from him being on, just the meat slab, when you in the coroner and stuff, like when you just laying, when you laying down where the dead bodies go. But they said all your blood go to the back of your head while you laying on that, and then they transported the body from Mississippi up to DC and all of that. So that was the quote unquote damage he tried to press at the press conference. And that was BS too. Like, so he just was staring the black community and just, the community at large, just wrong the entire investigation, just to, like you said, just to get
black folks. And we fall for
just
black
outrage.
Folks. Can we please stop falling for the outrage porn every time? It's not about me being a coon and not liking black people. It's really not. It's actually about loving you more than you know. Loving you enough to tell you that these people will use you. They will use the black narrative. They will use the black experience. They inculcate all this insecurity in black people in order to use it for these sort of things. And the only people that get money off of this is the Ben Crumps, the Al Sharpton. I saw actually the other day, Al Sharpton happened to, I don't, how Facebook where you get like random people, like random posts, people that you're like, why am I getting an Al Sharpton post on my timeline? Like, do they know who I am? I saw a post where Al Sharpton has like a whole press, a whole press thing, media kit announcement talking about, at the National Action Network, Atlanta convention, having a convention in Atlanta, and they're talking about this whole thing with Ben Crump and Nolan Wells. It's like, this is just nothing but like media events for these people. That's how I need y'all to understand. Like for y'all, there's like an emotional thing, like I'm scared for my life, and the white people. Ben Crump and don't look at it like that. This is just nothing but a media event. This is nothing but another lick. You know what I mean? This is nothing but, and Phil's understand what a lick is. A lick is a basic something, and what I have to explain, ghetto language to those who may not be, familiar. Hit another lick, basically just like another opportunity to make some money right quick. And that's just all this is for them. And I need y'all to understand that. It's not that I don't love black people. I don't appreciate black people. No, I appreciate you more than I appreciate you so much to tell you that this is foolishness and we just stop falling for it. How many more times? They already looking for the next case already. Because this Nolan Wells thing, they already squeezed all the juice out of it they can get. We're getting close enough to get to the case, and we're seeing that these white boys, they obviously didn't do it. So the whole narrative that they're fitting, and that a lot of people still believe that these white boys, they killed the black boy because he's black. It's not true.
Yeah, then it's always some nefarious behind the scenes reason, and one of them know a judge, and the judge is his uncle, so they pull some strings that, like, we always gotta go
always
all around them, up the block and around the corner to find some
so there's
reason.
already it's Mississippi
Stigma against them.
We're going to talk a little more about Mississippi too in a minute, but it's always a stigma of Mississippi, of course, because of the past and the race or whatever. Mississippi, because even when I was out trucking,
we're going to talk about
when I was
him.
out trucking, I had some good times in Mississippi. Actually, I stayed in Mississippi a lot, went through deep South a lot, never had any issues. And the white folks was here, and the sundown town.
Yes.
Somebody had a nerve to say, "Have you ever heard this?" I was on Threads. This woke Threads is a line F. Somebody had the nerve to say Northeast Philadelphia is a sundown town.
Where?
If y'all don't stop,
it's starting to be a lot of black people in there.
We got a whole black mayor,
Bro, Frankfurt is Frankfurt with all them black people is technically Northeast Philly.
But anything again to be a victim, because they're always trying to put it. When I read it, I was just like, y'all need to stop with this foolishness, man. Speaking of the emotionalness of this whole thing and how it seeps from just the case to just all over culture, there is a podcaster who I hear you're somewhat familiar with. This girl, Don't Call Me White Girl, who she's on the Joe Budden podcast now. She's like a comedian or whatever. She's from here in Philly, and she's on Joe Budden podcast. And let's just look at what she has to say now with the advent of the Nolan Wells case about black kids and white kids being friends.
Oh, you seen this?
We're at a
Oh yeah, and the video is from Gotham City God. So he covered this. Friend to the show, Gotham City God.
where my kids ain't even allowed to hang with white kids. Like you literally can't hang with these white kids. I promise you. And this is the thing. White men are dangerous. White people are dangerous. When you are the only black friend out of the friend group, you almost always are going to be the one. When the police come, you the one going to catch the charge. When the hoes come around, we got to make somebody look stupid so we can get or look cool, you going to be the you cannot be the only black one. So the fact that you can't be the only black one as an adult, how the fuck can you be the only black one as a 13-year-old? My son has white friends. I'm already trying to figure out how to explain to him that y'all can hang at school, y'all can do an after school thing, y'all can go to the mall. You can't go to their houses and you can't spend the night. You can't. It's too fucking dangerous. I need you to make it home to me.
I'm aware of racism is going to be into the sunburn now. I'm aware that everybody's not racist, but I'm also aware that there are white people who push this hatred to their kids, and their kids come out into the world with that hatred on their heart. But now it's obvious it's black people that's pushing this hatred too. I could never become something I despise. I don't like racism. I don't like the feeling of it. I will never teach my kids to have that type of hatred and put that fear mongering in them that, don't trust your white friends because, from the climate of things, like you might wind up the black friend dead. Come on, man. All my guys that moved to the suburbs, they done raised their kids from elementary to college around white kids and never had to have this conversation with them about spending the night with their white friends. And because of now all of a sudden on the news, these few incidents that happen, now it's that serious. You got to tell your kids, watch your white friends because you might wind up the dead black friend. Like, huh? Like, as much as they say we kill each other, we do all this shit to each other, I'm not going to never tell my kid, black kids is known to kill black kids, so 9 times out of 10, your black friend might be the one to kill you. No! It's all on individual. Watch your surroundings. Watch for jealousy. Watch who you think is your friend. I don't care what race they is. Just be aware. I'm not putting that. I despise racism. I could never push that energy to my children.
Exactly. So before we get into that, so I just found out right before the show that this clear chick. Oh, because she ain't even light skinned. Homegirl is clear. Like you can see through homegirl. So you know her, like personally. This Don't Call Me White Girl. Do you know this girl?
Yeah, we used to know her. Yeah, I would say used to. Yeah,
okay.
we was cool. Like 8 to 10 years. Yeah, some years ago.
Has she always been this way?
No, she was real. Me and her was cool. We was friends. We was tight. Yeah, she was. Yeah, like unproblematic. She wasn't really. She's
from here in Philly because her comedian. I forgot her name. Her comedian name
Don't Call Me White Girl.
Don't Call Me White Girl because she's obviously like very, very, very.
Yeah, she was funny always on the gram and stuff.
And what I always find about the light skins is like why do the light skins always have to overcompensate with the blackness? They always got to be the super duper 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 extra woke. And it's like, okay, but you're like 50% black, 40%, 20%, whatever it is. You're not fully even black. Certainly, usually not even like FBA if we're gonna go deep into that whole thing. But they're always like extra with the, with the white people, and it's like they always feel like they gotta like overcompensate for their blackness. It's just it's so weird to me. So do you think that this sort of thing, knowing a little bit about her and being more familiar with her, certainly than I am, is this like out of character? Really?
You got to put on a show, to be a part of the culture. You can't really,
true.
You can't say what we saying on Joe Button podcast.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like she a regular, now she actually a part of the crew.
Yeah.
I did think she went too hard on that. You know what I mean? Because I like she said, her kids got white friends. They not white friends in North Philly. That means you got a couple dollars now. You move somewhere where some white kids are at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for her kids to even have white friends, that means you move somewhere where some white people are. So I think she putting a lot. She's selling it, but I don't think it's all the way factual.
The thing is, why would you not then, if you feel that strongly, why would you not then make an effort to get to know the parents yourself?
Right. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
And we quick to say, like, it could be, a million. We got a million examples of like black violence, but if your kid at the white school, and it would say this was in reverse, and one of the kids was like, hey, that little black friend you got, no, we not doing that. It would have been, we would have had we'd have freaked out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what we love to say as people? Yeah, we not a monolith, and you can't judge us all. We all not like that, and that's a small percentage of the black population that's committing crimes, this, that, and the third. But we painting this broad brush. Yeah, we painting this broad brush on them. You know what I'm saying? She just did it, and back with the Nolan Wells case. Now all white kids, but she was touching on the Nolan Wells.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's cool for us to paint the broad brush, but we don't want them to paint a broad brush on us. This is what I don't like about Ben Crump, because Ben Crump's whole thing, he's created this whole racial thing now, and then now it permeates throughout culture, because it starts with that. Now Joe Biden's talking about now all the millions of people, 100,000 people, whatever the people that saw that now are now thinking this in their heads. So now it's like, I got to be careful about my kids around like white kids, because random white people are just gonna hurt my child. Remember we was talking about your little cousin or your family.
Right. Yeah. Because because my niece, same thing. My niece was considering going to a school, a college, and that was had more of a white population, and she's telling my sister, I don't know, because I'm around the white kids and Nolan Wells, and it's just like, and I remember my sister was telling me this, and I was like, well, she's more likely to be killed or hurt by somebody black. That's just statistically just
true.
Commonsensically, we're from the hood. Who is doing most of the hurting and the crime where we come from, and as far as who we know? Because in all my 43 years, I've never had nobody, anybody who's robbed me or scammed me or anything like that. They've all been black.
Right.
Again, I'm not saying all black people are bad, but that just happens to be what that is. So I can't put this broad blush on white people to say, oh, white people are all going to be this, when, looking at my life experience, I can't really point to a white person that was on some I had the one white guy call me a nigga, what you talking about? That was the one incident, what I mean, in 2016. Right. But as far as my life is concerned, I'm not going to sit here and say that white people are bad or that my kids can't be around white people. So what's funny about her is that she went viral a few months ago for having an altercation with a whole bunch of people, and they wasn't white. Let's take a look at that. This one? Not that one.
Okay, y'all.
Not that one either. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, here it is.
What I say to you? What did you do? What is it? What is that? What is that? What is that? Yeah, ain't nobody.
This is her, just so we can know what's going on. This is her going into a bodega store somewhere, confronted by a whole bunch of black folks about, I don't know, she said something about somebody on the show or whatever, but these are black people confronting her.
Don't do that. What is that? Respect. Right, they'll all tell you that. You know what you did. You knew what you did. If I did that to you,
Hey, yo.
Why I can't come in?
Booster
I'm
the
not trying
shit.
to fight you. I'm not trying to fight you. I cannot break this. I'm trying to get something out the store. You might even just getting us this.
All right. It looks like the BBL is BBL.
Have your discernment.
Hold up. Yeah, the BBL is BBLing, but that last shot, the BBL is BBLing. Boom, 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 boom. But that was not white people. That was bothering. Like that was black people. That was a black lady trying to fight her. So I just find it very strange that now, because of Nolan Wells and something that you saw on TV, something that Ben Crump said, something that you have not experienced, something in Mississippi, thousands of miles away, at least 1,000 miles away down in Mississippi. But them black folks pressed you right here. And I believe that was right here in Philadelphia, in your face. So why is it that then the white people become the issue? If we look at who's killing who, and again, I don't want to make this like a black on black crime thing or whatever, but we can't deny the obvious. So why do we pick up these narratives of like it's the white people? It's what, but this is why I can't stand Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, because they do this. They put this hysteria onto black people, and they only do it for their own money. Because in a month or so, when Nolan Wells is no longer the case du jour, they're gonna move right on. But this damage to the psyche of millions of black people and of race relations in this country is never gonna be done with. Like they're gonna move on, but this psyche, this damage is gonna stay, because now, again, not to say anything bad about Don't Call Me White Girl, because honestly, in a way, she's the victim in this too. She believed in the bullshit enough to the point where she would go on her platform and regurgitate it, and then regurgitate it to her son. So now her son is now living in like this random fear of
and that's the vicious cycle that they put us in. And like you said, it only enriches their pockets, but it hurts us. Yeah, you hear people like, "Oh no, I'm not going to work for white people now," or "I'm not going to work with white people." Like your niece mentioned about not wanting to go to the PWI now.
Right.
That's so what's the alternative? We want to go to the HBCU? A
She's
lot of
on HBCU now.
Right, but I'm saying a lot of them are.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that shouldn't be the reason. And we shouldn't be living our lives that way, especially because the people who are pushing this bullshit, they're only doing it to get a check. And then once they get that check, they on to the next one. And we're stuck with holding the bag with all the emotional baggage that goes along with this racial whatever. You know what I mean? And it sucks. Like shit is whack, unfortunately. And when we have to deal with that, unfortunately. And it's only a bag for them. And that's what you black folks understand. It's only a bag for Al Sharpton. Ben Crump don't care about you. Ben Crump doesn't even care about the families he represents, really.
Yeah, he really did.
He gets them a bag. He moves on from one bag.
Takes a big percentage of the bag.
Takes a big percentage of it. Because, lawyers are taking,
33%, 30 and 33,
33, 38, 40, 45%, whatever of that money. Yeah. And they moving right on. You know what I mean? Like this is it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, and it's hurting us ultimately.
Right. And I tell people, good luck trying to do everything all black, because it's not going. Yeah, we don't have enough infrastructure. We don't have enough.
Yeah, I believe I talked about that on the.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, but you can't. But just like even to the schooling situation, you want to go to HBCU. A lot of them are highly expensive. They real. I just posted about a story where they was kicking people out that paid their tuition.
The Howard situation.
Yeah, Howard and Dell State done it.
That was because Howard wasn't that Kamala's alma mater?
Yeah.
Why is Kamala doing something about Howard?
I remember my school, my college, you could hold a balance all 4 years if you needed to. You just couldn't transfer. Yeah, like you wouldn't get your transcripts to transfer. But these HBCUs, if you owe them $100, they kicking you out. You know what I'm saying? The graduation rate is significantly lower. Like I said, it's more expensive, and it's all you paying for is the experience, in my opinion. But that's
all colleges, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's why
I agree.
Unless you're being taught something that is a worthwhile skill or
something,
almost
niche
like
profession.
A trade school sort of situation outside of trade school, doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever it is all you're paying for really is just the name, and you're able to say, and really it's almost like being fraternity sorority in a way, and a broader fraternity sorority, in that you're just paying to have that name there and for the network that it brings. People aren't going to Harvard to learn. You're not learning anything at Harvard any different than you were learning anywhere else, really. It's just that you have that Harvard name. So now everybody who went to Harvard, you have a connection with those people when you're going out for jobs and things of that nature and whatever. That's what it was all about. Because I mean, look what happened during COVID. People were upset at Harvard and Yale because they were still charging their same, $70,000 a year for Skype class. It was like, I could do a Skype class with DeVry. I don't need to pay $70,000 a year
for this network
to go to Harvard, and I'm sitting there on fucking Zoom, just like the DeVry bitch is. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But you realize that all you're doing is just paying for the network. And in some situations, it makes sense. It works. You know what I mean? If you're one of the Bushes, they all went to Yale, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? Their legacy, whatever. But if you're if you're a regular person to make out here in this world, the Ivy League may not, or even or any of these middle colleges or whatever, if you're not learning something that's going to be an actual skill, it's going to that you can put to work right away. What's the point of going $200,000 in debt for?
I agree, for the liberal arts, for
what? Most of the things that are taught in college, you can teach yourself. You see YouTube University, between books, you can do most of it yourself. Because all they're doing, what is the professor doing? They're sitting there, they're breaking down a book that you can read on your own if you really wanted to. So unless they're teaching you how to do something, computer programming or welding or something where it's like a physical, tangible thing being built, do you really need a degree in HR for HR?
Exactly.
Really? Do you need a degree for that?
Yeah, business management degree. It's so many. Yeah, just anything liberal arts is a BS degree. I tell everybody.
They don't make any sense.
It's only a couple majors that's worth the squeeze in college. And I graduated college, and I don't think my degree is worth the paper it's printed on.
Where'd you go?
Millersville University.
That's where Dr. Umar went.
Right. Yeah. He went to me and him shared like 3 schools.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to Scotland school. He graduated from Scotland school. I went there from like 3rd to 8th grade. Okay. So he went there. We went to the same school.
Dr. Umar, the world famous Dr. Umar, Babatunde, I think he goes by, or whatever. He's
Afatunde.
If you guys don't know about him, he's the Afrocentric guy who's with the whole Pan-African movement, which I'm totally against. But he does have some valid points. He talks about like kids being especially young boys, black boys being put on all types of pills and ADHD, where if your kid is like doing normal kid stuff, you know what I mean, it's toddler or whatever, hyperactive, they want to pump him with a whole bunch of drugs. He's very anti that, and I'm very with him for that. But he also is very much a grifter, and he's like, cash apps, give me your cash apps, send me your cash, whatever, that whole thing. He recently opened a school in Wilmington, Delaware. William Small, who a friend of the room, has said that it's not a real school.
I was about to say allegedly.
So there's allegedly. I've seen the school building before it was open. It was an empty old school building, but suppose he has opened. But just to give you a little reference on who Dr. Umar
it's been
is.
Opening for
10 years, 15 years.
But I'm saying he literally been saying like fall next year for 4 to 5 years now. So
it's been longer than that. It's been like
I'm saying it, but. Yeah, he been saying he was going to create a school for like 15 years. But I'm saying like for like 5 years, it's been like, hey, we got the building. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got the building fall, 2022, 2023, like every year get pushed back.
I drove by it. It was big, empty, but
he showed some floors and some stuff being done. It definitely shouldn't have took this long, but hopefully I'm actually still rooting for him because
my thing is
I hope he get it.
I'm for the charter school movement. I'm for school choice. So I'm not against it. I just don't want him to be teaching our kids the woke bullshit. Yeah. But outside of that, I'm so
critical
for
race
people,
theory and that kind of stuff,
people doing, because I remember when his school started, he was talking about like you would teach kids about farming and teaching about guns,
agriculture,
all that
stuff,
to me was good. So I mean, I'm for, even if I don't necessarily agree with you all the way, and I don't necessarily agree with all the Afrocentric people, whatever, because they're on that whole thing with the wokeness or whatever. But I'm for people opening up their own, black schools, religious schools, home schools. I'm for all that, because the private education is a joke and a scam and it's trash. And these kids ain't learning nothing. I should have put up the video. You saw the video of the man who went viral, the black man that was crying.
Yep. Yeah. Damn, we should have covered that. Yeah.
I gotta find that video. Man, if you can find it.
But the plan is, I got you.
The man was crying, and he's like, "Look, these kids can't read." And my thing is like, "Nigga, what you crying? But what the fuck you crying for, nigga? Like, if you ain't teach them shit, I just whatever." But
it's true though. I say that, man. No Child Left Behind was a out of all the bad stuff Bush did, that was the worst he could have done. That was the worst.
Social promotion was definitely not.
Oh my God.
Because we have a lot of people out here, and what I also heard this week too. A lot of these colleges are complaining, like the HBCUs too, especially because a lot of these kids are coming into college socially, quoted from high school, and they don't have any type of skills. Like they have to take remedial math and whatever.
Yeah, 090 class, because it's usually 101. They got like 090 classes for underneath one. Like it means you didn't even qualify for 101.
Oh wow!
And they had I think they still got them. I forgot what it was called. Like, but when you got to go take all these 090 classes before, like at the end of your senior year, they'll have like like not summer camp, but you got to report to school early to take these summer classes because you didn't even really get into school yet.
That's what I'm
saying. That's sad, and it's a lot of it's a lot of kids.
A lot of people like that. And a lot of these HBCUs are getting people like that, which is probably another reason why they're also kind of tapped out with the money, because they have a new high school work on top of whatever the college work is. And a lot of these people are not even knowing, learning, understanding anything, and it's so many wrong people, honestly. I look at a lot of these arguments on the internet and these text messages and stuff. A lot of people can't really read.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they
but now we starting to think about it.
Can't read good,
right?
For real.
So that's when was but that started like 2002, 2003. Like it was around that time. Yeah. So now we starting to see the adults of the No Child Left Behind.
They are left.
Yeah, we seeing right.
They are left.
We starting to see the results of that. Yeah, they thought it was a good thing, but it wasn't.
Where my parents definitely stress education and whatever. But I always was a smart kid too. I love to read. I love, what I mean. I kind of like
2002. I called it.
Was a natural inclination of reading and understanding and knowing. I always like to know stuff. Even
and I like being, I never wanted to be the dummy.
I was always a nerd. Anyway, I mean,
I wanted to be the one that could read fast. Yeah, we used to race. Then, but one thing with my kids, I want to put them in schools where like, being smart is cool. In a lot of these public schools, smart is corny. Yeah, it's cool to be dumb. Like I want to be
like that. We were very much my elementary school and my junior high school, because I went to Magnet Junior High School. My elementary school, I was always in like the smart class.
Right.
I used to go to the ESP class. I was always in the smart class. So like I was in because my elementary school was weird, because I'm from East New York, Brooklyn, but it happened to be, people are familiar with like Starrett City. Starrett City back in the day, there was like the elementary school. There was like a really, really good school, and it was like everybody from like Eastern Brooklyn was trying to get their kid, and they would lie, say they lived in my neighborhood, be able to get a kid in there or whatever. And my school was multicultural, even though it was a black neighborhood. Ultimately, it was very multicultural. It's like my best friends were like Asians when I was growing up, whatever. We were always on that smart shit. So it was always I was always able to keep up with like
you got to keep up with them. Right. You're not about to be there.
I was always keeping up with the Asian kids, coming up, the Indian kids, the Chinese kids, or whatever, with like the smarts and things like that. And so I grew up on that type of like, academics were like very important. Even going to junior high school, my junior high school was an all black school for the most part. It was a magnet school, so it was the smart black kids. You know what I mean? Even then, so that was always a thing. It was never seen as like being uncool to be smart or to be educated or to know things. I always was the type of person, I like to know things. I would always read further ahead in the school book when I was in school. You know what I mean? So these kids coming out, I can't even understand like this the dumbness of everybody. I don't get it. But while we are on racial narratives and Mississippi and things, so I know you've heard this. Anytime you get into an argument with these Negroes in the chats, there's always some, they still lynching folks, and they still, whoever they are still lynching us. They're killing us. They're whatever. So there have been some strange occurrences of people being, hung up in Mississippi, and there was this one of this girl here. We're going to show you a short clip from CNN where they're coloring this story, where the story is not exactly what they're saying it is. So let's just show the short CNN clip here.
Again, a lot we still don't know here, but obviously the raw imagery of a black person hanging from a tree in the American South evokes a very painful history. Now
So this is, CNN evoking, the American South and the lynching, Mississippi or whatever. Come to find out, in the interest of, we're talking about Tasia Fortune, this girl who got killed. Come to find out, this is who actually ended up hanging her. Alleged person of interest in death investigation of Tasia Fortune, arrested on unrelated charge. It was this guy who is allegedly her boyfriend. And as a person who watches, there's a show on TV One they have. It's called Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I watched that.
I watched that, and especially when I was because they do it like 4-hour marathon every day. So when I was a truck driver, I watched it every day. That was my show every day, and there's also For My Man as well, which is like the same sort of thing or whatever. It's always the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Always. Whenever you see one of these black girls killed, usually you got to start looking. There's always the boyfriend or the baby daddy or something like that. And in this case, that's exactly what it was. But of course, you're not hearing the reporting on CNN.
I didn't even hear it. You just told me that today.
See?
Yeah, I got tagged when it first happened.
See?
One of my resident commenters, woke commenters, said, "See, I thought you said racism don't exist. Look, somebody hung him." Yeah, they was hyped to tag me in that. I didn't receive a tag about the suspect being,
black,
confirmed as black,
and being possibly the boyfriend. This is what I think happened. What I think is happening in a lot of these cases. We discussed this briefly before the show started. I think this was almost like a DC sniper sort of situation where if you guys are not unfamiliar with the DC sniper case, I don't remember what year it was. It was a good long time ago. I was
2003, 2.
It was okay. It was that long ago. Okay, so 20 years ago, because I was like in high school. So yeah, around that time, whatever. There was this case where there was this random serial killer around Washington, D.C. area. I remember everybody's really scared because the person would target people who were pumping gas. So they would be pumping your gas. It'd be a shot.
Or in the parking lot. It was a Home Depot parking lot.
Randomly just shooting people. Yeah. And everybody was all scared at this time, but they didn't know what it was or whatever. And of course, being a serial killer, the police profiling, that's what people do. People talk about like police profiling is a bad thing, but
it's really great. Yeah, you should.
But profiling is police work because there's no way for them to know who's going to do a crime before they do it. So they got to look at like who normally does these crimes. That's what they're going to look at. So profiling is actually, it's police work. We've made that word like a bad word, but like police profiling is police work. How will they know who's going to do a crime before they do it? There's no way to know that. So we got to look at statistics and who did it before and whatever. But anyway, profiling the police did, they assumed that this was some white guy because it's a serial killer. And who else does this? So what actually happened was there was a guy who was a father and his stepson. They wanted to kill the mother, and they both happen to be black. They wanted to kill the mother, and they said, well, we can't just kill the mother because if we kill the mother, they'll know it's us.
Right.
So let's kill a whole bunch of random people alongside the mother. She'll be one of the people that just happen to have been killed. So they'll think it's a serial killer, and they'll be looking for some random white person. It was a pretty smart idea. It's dastardly evil, but smart. Because that's exactly what the police did for a long time. They had a whole investigation and all that. But come to find out, it was this guy and his stepson. And what's crazy was they never even killed the mother.
Yeah,
so they killed all these random people.
Randoms and never made it.
And never even killed the person that they randomly killed. So all these innocent people. So I think with this boyfriend situation,
Lee Boy Malvo, I think the name was.
Right. And I think that the father has life, but every so often the son, they'll put him out for parole, and the victims come every time to testify against him to keep him in jail because they were trying to
push like he was manipulated and because I think he was 17.
Yeah, he was 17. Nah, fuck that. Keep that nigga in jail. Lock that nigga up. Fuck that. So that was my mom and my daddy got killed. You growing up to get aspiring a plan,
right?
Because to me that plan was enough to know that there's no craziness here.
Yeah,
but that was a good ass plan. They had police evaded for a good minute. You know what I mean? That was a good ass plan. Because I never would have thought a million years that was happening that was some black person. We just knew, this white people shit. This white people crimes. Serial killer, some white guy, some white dude out here killing people. So it was smart. So I think that with this Mississippi case, we don't know yet, obviously, but I feel like it's going to be more of that sort of thing. This guy knew that if he wanted to kill his girlfriend, allegedly, the best way to do it would be something like this because the people are not going to look and think that it's the boyfriend. Right. They're going to think it's some random white person. And that's not what it was.
Yeah.
And of course, we have CNN, not helpful. Well, these images in the American South of, there's been a hanging and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Even though that's not the life we live today. Remember, we've had a black president. We had all these black leaders. I don't know, all this racism and whatever. Mayors, right. You know what I mean? I guess none of that matters when y'all want to be racial again. It's like Obama don't matter no more. This is a racist country, mind you. Millions of white people for Obama, but that don't matter. But y'all want to be victims again.
Right.
And that's not what it was at the end of the day. Kind of sad, but this is what it goes back to the whole theme of the show. This Ben Crump, this race baiting, we have to stop letting this control our minds. because that's what they seek to do, and we fall for it every time. Like okay, I get it. To the woke person who may watch this, I get it. You don't like me. I'm a coon. I get it. But aren't you tired of being lied to? Don't that shit get annoying after a while? Where it's like, damn, like every other week they do some racial shit. I get all huffy in my feelings and I'm upset and I hate white folks. Then come to find out it ain't even that. Like, heads up, don't shoot. Also a lie. Like, don't y'all get tired of being lied to and being used and played? Doesn't mean you have to love, Trump or anything, because this has nothing to do with Trump. Y'all make everything have to do with Trump. But don't you get tired of your racial,
idolatry?
Right, you're right. Your racial idolatry, or just that sensitivity, that sensitivity you have racially to be used for doesn't that get played after a while? Don't you get tired of that? Like, doesn't it get old?
Endless cases, bro. Carly Russell, I brought up the brick lady, the chick who said she got hit in the face with a brick by the white guy. She did it
in Houston,
right? Her line, it's just
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got short memories. Like a lot of us, they push this out, and then it's just like, oh, all right, whatever. We got proven wrong. Oh, well, what about this? Like they'll just jump to the next thing, and we just keep falling for the same banana in the tailpipe every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they went because before Nolan Wells, it was the thing with the other thing,
Asian kid or the Asian guy with the I forgot his name. With the the Asian store owner that shot the kid.
Right, yeah. And what's funny about these stories, like that's why I like to have other people come and talk about them, because I do not follow none of these racial stories. When I see the racialness of it, I'm like, I'm good, because I already know what it is. So my thing is like, the truth will come out in any way, so I'm not even going through, and I'm not doing the emotional thing with y'all. I'm going through the rigmarole with this. It'll come out.
Right before that was Carmelo Anthony. Like it's been back to back this year. Like you've always tell them like some midterms or elections.
I was about to say when
it's always like that. And we've identified it. It's like but so many people don't even realize it.
They don't.
Yeah, and it's just like,
and it's sad. And my thing is, I hate to see black people being used and played like this. And it's not even just black people. There's a lot of white people, who are not racist and want to be down and want to not. You know what I mean? And they get involved in this whole thing too. And it's like none of it is real.
Right.
It all comes down to politics and these people out here just trying to make money off of you, because the enemy here is Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. They're the only ones who continue to make money off of all these people's pain.
Yeah, and the Democratic Party, me and you spoke about it. Like we always the yard dogs for everything. Like stuff that has nothing to do with us at all. It'll be like, oh, but this could be y'all, so y'all need to be in the forefront of it. Like I told you, the biggest slap in the face out of all this stuff, like outside of like the abortion at the DNC, all that stuff, all the the March and Meg and Cardi B out at the DNC to talk to the black community, all that kind of stuff, all of the endless offensive things that they've done. The worst actually was them telling us about when we was fighting with the with ICE. Mm-hmm. Yeah, them telling us. So I'm sitting back. I'm like, all right, cool. We this don't have nothing to do with us. We cool. We out of this one. Yeah, okay. But for them then when they came out saying, hey, well, if they send the illegal immigrants back, that's taking the y'all resources. Always, yeah, you next. They're gonna put us in slavery next, and people bought it.
Always a you next. I mean, that's
people bought it, and I was like, bro, really? Is that what they pushing?
But think about it. This is why black folks kill me with this being offended and whatever. That's why I be telling y'all full of shit. And I tell you our face, and y'all get mad at me. I don't give a damn, because you same niggas who was so offended by anything Trump do is bad. Oh my God, he's already doing the. Joe Biden went on a damn campaign stage and said they gonna put y'all back in jail.
Right? Yeah, he definitely said that. Yep. Yeah, that was.
And then went on Wokey Charlemagne's show and said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And then he said the whole thing about poor kids just as good as white kids. Yeah. All these things that if Donald Trump or anybody who looked like a Republican, if I said that shit, and I ain't nobody, I ain't running for shit. I ain't nobody's president. If I said that shit, you niggas be like, see, that's that racial bullshit. But that don't offend you, because like you said, the ICE thing annoyed me more than anything, because it's like, oh, y'all next. It's like, what do you mean we're next? First of all, I'm black. I'm an American citizen. Like, my people have been here longer than Trump's people, been longer than most white people.
That's why I said they had
so
nothing
are
to
you
do
out of
with
your
us.
effing mind? I'm not going no fucking way. Like,
they had nothing to do with us.
Like,
but they successful. The people was like, yeah, like people really bought it. That was the offensive part to me. It was offensive to even present that to us, but it was more vexing that people bought it. It was like really, y'all buying that?
Charlemagne thing, where I thought, naive of me, clearly. I thought after the whole Charlemagne thing, when Joe Biden went on there and said, "Hope you ain't black," I said, "Oh, niggas about to get upset."
I thought so too.
They about to cancel this nigga.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is done. Nope.
Yeah, they
niggas ain't say shit, including Charlemagne. That's what Charlemagne.
Yeah, Charlemagne ain't even checked. Yeah,
Charlemagne ain't even checked that,
bro.
Ain't even checked that nigga. I would have just assumed. Yeah. And I thought, okay, black folks gonna be upset. How dare he say that? But no, Joe Biden came out there and said that shit, and y'all niggas still voted for him. So
right.
Nothing y'all got to say.
Yeah. Remember Larry Elder went up there and checked him on that. He tried to hold Larry Elder accountable.
Larry Elder, that was legendary.
That was the ultimate Uno reverse.
That was legendary. Larry Elder. One thing about that Larry Elder, he's one like you. That's not one you can play with.
Exactly at all.
So Larry Elder definitely. I mean, but Larry Elder's been in radio for like 20, 30 years. So you're not gonna play him on a radio type thing,
right?
You like he did amazing. That was one of the best Breakfast Club appearances, I have to say, of somebody on the right. Was definitely that Larry Elder. He put him right in his place. But that's the thing. Like, why would we not be upset? The things that we get upset over are just so strange to me. We get upset over the strangest bullshit and never the things that actually fucking matter. It's always some strange.
We ignore the stuff that matter.
We ignore the things that matter. But any little comment is like, we only get upset over what the Democrats tell us to be upset about. It's not even us making our own decision. It's because these things, if you put to the side, however you may feel about whomever, they're what Joe Biden said was just offensive, just in general. Like, what do you mean you don't vote for me? You ain't black. Who are you to tell me what black is? Like, are you kidding me right now?
As an old white guy.
As an old white guy.
Right.
Who went to the funeral of the daggone
Robert Byrd,
the Grand Kriegel, the KKK, y'all, and him, Obama, Hillary, they all was there, and Bill Clinton. They all eulogized him.
Yeah.
But Trump's in the KKK. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We got endless examples of Trump helping black people.
And endless
including
examples
Jesse
of the
Jackson.
Democrats.
Yeah, I'm so shocked that he didn't. I don't know. I lost respect for him. God bless the dead. But I lost respect for him letting that race narrative of Trump go out there like that. And he helped you to, she not in politics and nothing. Yeah, like that's I don't expect women to speak up for men and and that I ain't expect her to get in that fire really. Yeah. Like I'm not shocked. Is what I'm saying. But Jesse, for you to be on that hate train against Trump, saying that that false narrative of him being racist, that's I hold him far more accountable because he really helped you.
He really did.
Like he helped Jennifer Hudson and at a period, but they didn't have like this long standing relationship, and he didn't do the things he did for Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is that was foul. That was ultimate.
Him and Al Sharpton. He's giving them both money, but I mean, he gave the Clintons money too. So I mean, I guess when you've been rich for so long, it's somebody who gave money to that played him or whatever. I'm sure he have a whole list of people.
Bro, gave him money,
supported, and they turned on him at a drop.
Right, that's good. Oprah.
I did see yesterday though when Trump did a rally or something or like an appearance in Long Island, New York yesterday, and Kelsey Grammer was there. And Kelsey Grammer was he called him out from the stage, whatever. So Kelsey Grammer Frazier.
Yeah, I know.
Was there and he
girlfriends too.
He
created girlfriends.
That's why people don't realize that he's a racist, whatever. But they didn't realize that he actually helped create Girlfriends along with Mara Brock Akil or whatever, and put that show out there. That's probably the reason why they had the guy who was a black Republican, their friend, their friend, the guy, the girlfriends they had, the friend, the guy, William, yes, and William was a black Republican. Which
wow, okay,
yeah. You don't remember that from
I was kids. Yeah, we was kids. You was in high school. I was in middle school.
Are out now, and my homegirl Naomi, she watched the reruns of her kids, whatever. But it was the fact that William was a black Republican even back in like 2003.
Okay, that was unheard of for me. I didn't even know that
at that time. To be able to see that. I mean, but Carlton, but there were black Republicans like sprinkled throughout things. I mean, there was Carlton, Fresh Bel Air. there, and then there was William and girlfriends or whatever. But at least to be able to see that Kelsey Grammer was out there to support Trump, that there are still people in Hollywood that aren't necessarily threw him under the bus. But I still think even with Jennifer Aniston having her, and I get it, she's an EGOT. She's definitely in the industry. Okay, she got all the awards, whatever. But it's kind of fucked up that you let that man go through all this fire, racially knowing good and damn well that man was definitely there for you when that person, that black man, mind you, killed up your family. There wasn't a KK do that. Mind you, so when a black man killed up your family, white racist Trump put you up in his place for months on end, and then but you had nothing to say about that. Seeing this man get drugged to the fire, I think that's whack to me. But
Jesse took that. That's another aspect of the Jesse part. Remember, he gave him money to fund the presidential run, but he also gave him free rent in Times Square, in Trump Tower. You know how much rent that would have been per month. He gave him free rent, and that's like imagine you couldn't even imagine your landlord giving you free rent.
Was the son telling the Democrats, "Oh, don't make it political,"
and they ignored him.
Anyway,
they ignored him,
and they ignored his little bitch ass.
Yeah,
that was my father.
Yeah,
Obama not.
Yeah,
cut his mic.
Right. Yeah, he should have cut. Yeah.
Cut his mic. I don't give a damn. Obama, no Obama. I don't give a damn. I asked your black ass to come here to respect the wishes of my father. You didn't want to do that. You want to make this shit a political rally like they did with what's the name funeral. But he would have liked that. John Lewis. John Lewis would have. But you know what I mean? You're not gonna come and disrespect my father's memory by doing what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah,
like that's what we're not gonna do. He'd have definitely got his mic cut. Him, Kamala, all of them. Cut that mic. You know what I mean? But he a little bitch ass because you went in that to my mother, my father funeral. Hell no. I mean, you got that mic cut. Especially knowing what Donald Trump did to help him and ultimately his family. So I think that whole thing is it's fucked up the way they do him. And that's why even when Trump, as mad as I get with Trump over the war, and I am very upset with him over the war, I'm definitely not happy about this war thing at all. I still do rock with him underneath it all because of all the things that he's done and what he's trying to do, even with the 14th Amendment situation, trying to keep the integrity of it, because that's black people's amendment.
Exactly.
And why
mostly black people fighting against
about this amendment was for the babies of slaves. Why is Trump the only one saying that? Why don't you have none of these wokies out here saying that?
Benj, if in a messed up world and messed up alternate universe, if Kamala won and she said the exact same thing, it would have been cheers and jeers all from the whole community. It would have been like, black integrity, it's our ancestors fought for that. Get rid of it, because all it is a loophole at this point. It's no more slavery. It's no more, it's no more descendants of slaves.
She's out here pushing. They're trying to stop you from voting.
No,
push this on black. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying with black folks. Like, talk to me, black folks. You don't get tired of them playing you to my you can't vote. We're citizens. We as Black Americans have been here longer than, again, most of the white people, except for the Anglo-Saxon, people that come from Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, or mostly the other white people, your Poles and your Italians and your Irish. Most of them all came through Ellis Island
somewhere.
You know what I mean? Later on in life, and many of them were the quote unquote niggers of Europe. That's why they ended up here, and they come here to act quote unquote brand new or whatever. But we were here long before. So why would you then let Kamala Harris try to play you and try to equate you to something illegal like this guy here 10 minutes ago? Talking about they're going to stop you from voting. What?
Anything that anger us and make, because all you got to do is make us mad, and then we'll be your attack dogs. That's all they got to do. So you could be threatened here, so you need to come out to the front, because we just was talking about other cultures, Asian, all that. They not as loud and they not as boisterous as we are. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if we want to push this issue, long as it's anything usually democratic, we just want to push this issue. We going find a way to make it, even if it don't make sense, we just gonna find a way to make it somehow applicable to black people, get them mad, and then they're gonna be on the front lines fighting against all the BS
to cover, which is what makes you so pissed off with the Democrat Party. This is the reason that made me I can't do the Democrats, because my thing is like I vote Republican, obviously. I'm right leaning, all that stuff. But the reason why I can't do the Democrats is that's the main reason. It's the illegals. It's the fact that y'all take the black narrative and y'all do it to cover the fucking illegals. And I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like there's no way I'm ever going to support that. You know what I mean? I'm not against everyone for a Democrat. Again, if a Democrat came and they were talking the right thing and it was something that made sense, I'm not necessarily against it, because again, there are things Republicans are for, such as this war, that I'm not for. But the illegals will always keep me on the right. because y'all out y'all damn mind with all black folks have gone through in this country, with all that black folks are still going through, all of the, I go by, live in the hood every single day and see what black people go through, and y'all pushing illegal without addressing any of that. Even down just like what white people go through. White people in Appalachia out here with no internet. Out here, many of those people out here living in trailers, don't have proper electricity, and all these things that we still have in our country.
LA, Kids Row, go out there.
I can't rock with the illegals. They use the black struggle to cover for the illegals all the time. Anytime you hear anything about justice, social, all I hear is black. Any of that's black people stuff. That's our stuff.
Remember, we was black by ourselves at a point. We was the minority. Now it's people of color that lump us up. So anything that affects them, it's people of color they affecting. It's messing. They might deport people of color now. It's like, no, we not all together.
Power behind the Democrat Party, but we get used because at the end of the day, Democrats win elections off of saying that the Republicans are racist. Let's just be honest.
That's all. That's the only.
The only reason they can say that is because they have 90+% buy-in of black people. They use our narrative, and even in race, you have random white folks talking about other white people are racist, and ain't even no black people involved. You got Democrats running in Montana talking about the Republicans are racist. Ain't no black people out there, but they only use that and can use it and can get away with it because of our support. And my question to black people is, for all of that support we get Democrat Party, what do we get for it? What do we get for it? All we get is we gonna vote out Trump. Okay, we'll vote out Trump to do what? That's always my thing. Okay, we get Democrat in there. Okay, Democrat goes in there. We get rid of racist Trump. Okay, for them to do what exactly? Because they ain't doing reparations. So what are they doing? What is the point of this? And that's the thing I just need black folks to see. We are being played and used by these people, and it's just so annoying. I can't do it. So call me a cool, call me whatever. I can't do it. So our last story before we get to the memes is on a lighter note. So this USHER Chris Brown concert has been making a whole bunch of headlines. I can't believe I've reported on this thing between here, Hood Conservative, at least 2 or 3 times already. I mean, it was a whole thing with with USHER and bringing that girl up, and the girl ain't want to be there and whatever. And Chris Brown's always controversial from one thing or another. Now there's new controversy. So it's being reported. I didn't want to report on this. I didn't want to believe it until I saw the video. But they're saying that USHER in some of his shows is using a body double, which would be like, what? What do you mean? I thought that was crazy. But I saw the video. So I'm going to play some of this video from TikTok. I have 2 videos from TikTok. But people who were at the concert were claiming that USHER's using a body double. I want you to take a look at it. We're going to discuss on the other side and let you decide. But let's take a look at these videos here.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about. This is the real USHER. Looks like USHER, moves like USHER, sings like USHER. This USHER disappears in this door, and then all of a sudden, we've got all this fire and smoke. This is what you do when you're at a magic show and you're trying to fool people. Then we have this other USHER come out. And this USHER, I'm going to try to get as close as I can, guys, because I was in the nosebleed. And like I said, even in the nosebleed, I saw that this was not the real USHER. But he doesn't move like USHER. He doesn't sing like USHER. This is the fake USHER. Just keep watching. Okay, so now listen to how this guy sings. And what is this little dance he's doing here? I'm not sure, but I knew right away he was lip syncing, and this was not USHER. Let me know what y'all think.
Okay, so there's that. And let's watch the second video. Okay, so as much as I didn't want to believe this, and shout out to all 1,200 of you guys watching. Shout out to all the 1,200 people. Thank you so much for watching. As much as I didn't want to believe this, I don't think that's Usher. Like, I know it sounds crazy. I know it's like, why would Usher do that? But that Negro and that white, that is not Usher. I'm sorry. That it just, there, for a few reasons why I say it's not Usher. First of all, the guy looks to be a little taller than Usher. Usher's kind of short. This guy just seems to be taller. And also, all this show, you know, and again, I haven't seen the show. I haven't, you know, planned to go or whatever. But from what I understand, all the clips I've seen, Usher's been like shirtless, or you're very, very close to like, you know, shirtless or whatever. This guy has like a whole jacket on, you know what I mean, gloves, a scarf, like he about to go, like he about to go to school in the wintertime. I just, it's very weird. How would you go from like less clothes to putting on like more clothes? Like you would start clothed and like, you know, like I don't think that's Usher. Like, Five, what you think? Like,
I agree. Yeah, it's not Usher. The beard was off. The move, just the moves. If they wanted to pull this off, they was better off just having somebody come out there and lip sync from like a distance back on the stage or something. Yeah, but they had him walking up. He got different facial hair, just big glass, and then he, like you said, he didn't like we've been watching Usher 30 years. Usher been out 30 plus years. Right. He's been out since I think 93. So that's 30 plus. You know what I'm saying? We see how he moved.
I think Usher came out like 98.
No. You took My Way came out 97. He got a Usher album. Remember, he got a Kid album.
Right, the one that
he's been out since he was 14.
Right. The one that fake
92, 93. Yeah, I'm an Usher fan, so I know
about that in her book. I'm
right.
About that in her book. She was talking about working on the Usher album with Diddy. I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah, when he moved with Diddy at like 14.
Yeah, Usher wasn't a thing for me until My Way came out.
Right. Before My Way, he got a whole album before My Way.
So yeah.
So we've seen him moving since 30 plus years.
Yeah.
So you can't get out there and just do a little pop lock. We gonna know it's him. We know his body movement.
That from seeing that it was I never liked that song. So probably Usher's probably sick of that. I mean, it was a big hit. I know I always hated it. I always hated that song, but I know that was a big hit, and Usher is probably sick of performing hits. So a lot of times, you know, I've heard Shaka Khan say that she's tired of doing I'm a Woman. You know what I mean? So like when you have like that hit song, a lot of times you do get tired of singing that same damn song over and over and over again. And to me was annoying in 2004. It's just like that, and it's very dated. You know what I mean? It's very of that time. Lil Jon, which we love Lil Jon, but very dated. You know what I mean? So he may not be feeling that vibe in 2026 and may just want to feel like, I just want to sit this one out and just find a way to do it because I know they want to hear it. I know I can't not do but if I could just like sit that one out. But from what I hear, that show that this happened was like a New York show, like a New Jersey show. Usher, you can't fool us up here.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You're right.
Fool us up here. Like you may do that in Atlanta, like where you from. You could do that out in California somewhere. You're not gonna fool no New York, New Jersey, even a Philly crowd. Nah, you ain't gonna fool us with that. Like that, I don't think that's Usher. I don't.
He just was in Toronto. He should have tried it up there.
He right. They let that go up there. He responded and said it's not a clone. There's no clone. I mean, what else is he gonna say? You know what I mean? He's not gonna say, "Yeah, you caught me," because I mean that would be terrible for his career. But I don't think that was Usher. So considering that we both think that's Usher, would you want your money back if you were at that show?
No, you can't. It's just all in good fun. Not the whole show. It was just one.
It was just like one or two numbers.
Right. Yeah. No, you can't ask for no reason. Nah, I'm sure some unreasonable people probably would.
There are.
Yeah.
Reportedly, according to like Ticketmaster, from when I read, reported wise, there's like a
disputes.
There's like basically a clause in the thing where you where you can't ask for that because of what was there, something like that. I'm sure Usher probably ran this through legal, just in case I was caught. What would that look like? And probably because it was just for like one number or two. It'd be almost like, for example, like I've been to shows like, you know, big shows that were like the artists would come in, like they say they do a song, but it's like an interlude. So it's not They'll play it, they have like the dancers like dance.
Right. Yeah, I've seen
But it won't be like it'll be their song, but it won't be they'll be changing or something like that. And they'll have the dancers like dance to it or whatever, and it'll be like that. Especially if you have like a long discography. I believe I think it was the Janet. I don't know when I saw Janet or somebody like that had like a long discography. They did something like that.
Yeah, like some transition period
like
type
transition.
thing. Yeah.
Even when I went to what did you just see Jill Scott a few weeks ago? She had like she had like the backup singers like sing their own song, but it could have been like a situation where like if they would have sung her song or something like that, or a song she wasn't gonna do, it'd have been like, okay, you know what I mean? This is like a transitional situation. So I think
you saw her in Miami, right?
No, I saw her.
You saw her up here? Oh, okay. I thought
she
you was. I thought you was down there for your birthday when you saw
did,
her.
but I went after.
You went right after. Okay, gotcha. All right, I combined. I thought it was down there. I thought
it was like it was a weekend before, so I went to see her on. I went to see her here in Philly that weekend. Then like that Tuesday, I was down in Miami.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, I saw her here. I saw the sold out show at the Met, which is a great show.
Yeah.
I have no footage for you guys because she took our damn phones, but you know it was a great show. But you know I definitely feel like Usher had another guy out here.
Right.
Now, I think, how would I feel? Would I want to? I mean, I think it's unfair. I get it in my age, and Usher being a little bit older than me. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily. And plus, it's not my song anyways. I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't. It's not a song.
That is my least favorite on that album. Come to think about it.
I mean, it was made to be a hit. Like, it was made for the radios and for
the club.
It did what it was supposed to do. And it's not a very vocal song of his. He's basically talking that song out.
It's so like a party song.
Yeah, it's not like a song that I would have like wanted him to be vocally present for, and I feel like I lost something with that or whatever. He's not really singing that song anyway. Yeah. I don't like that song. I probably wouldn't go.
It's just like a hype song.
Yeah, during that song anyway. So no harm, no foul for me with that. But there are other people who really were upset about it. I do think that as an artist and a lot of people pay a lot of money to be.
Yeah, I was about to say as much as it's that ticket price.
From what I understand, his show with Chris Brown is like the highest grossing R&B show ever. You know what I mean? Because R&B shows don't usually get as much as like the pop shows. They're like on like pop show kind of level. So for the money people pay to be in that room, I think you do.
Yeah, you want them
fans. But I think that but I do get on his point. He probably figured I don't want to do the fucking song. I'm sick of this damn song, but I know they're gonna want to hear it, and I probably get away with doing it. It's like an interlude, having a dance to it, and I just kind of like, let me just throw somebody out there. But I also feel like it's a little bit dishonest. I think honestly, if you didn't want to do a song, had a song play, have a dance producer, and have a video play,
right.
And then come
that
out
was better than trying to bamboozle.
Don't lie to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't
I'm
lie
saying,
to
like
us.
we're not gonna notice, like we ain't been fans 30 years.
Yeah, that's because these are your dedicated fans,
right?
And these are people who paid the money to see you in this show, or whatever. It's not like it's just some random kind of thing. You do kind of owe it to them to be present, accounted for. Or at least not lie to them, because you kind of lied to them a little bit there.
I was gonna shoot him some bail and be like, oh, maybe he came down with something, he was sick or something. But no, this was planned. For dude to have like the outfit ready and all that, and be dressed. This was definitely planned. Like, hey, you come out here, and I'm gonna go here.
Chill, let me just.
But he, like you say, he a couple years. Usher like 47 now. 47. He might. Him and Chris. I think he could be tired. He probably just might have needed a break.
And how artists are. They sense about their shit. He probably I'm gonna do this fucking song. I'm over this song. A lot of the artists do that. They'll get to a place where they don't want to do a certain song anymore. But he knew that he couldn't get away with not doing that song. And because he's there with Chris Brown, even if they're not necessarily fans of him, they're Chris Brown fans, whatever, casual fans of his, they're gonna know that song. So he get away with not doing that song. Even though that's like, I'm sure he's probably annoyed by it at this point. So there's that. So to end the show, I always do my thing, meme team, where I have where I put up random memes off the internet, because memes are the way in which you communicate. I have not told File what these memes are. I'm going to put them on the big screen here, and we are going to talk about them and get feelings from them. So let me get the first one up. Hold on, let me open this up in a window, and then I'll show them. I'll get them for you guys too. Let me just open them up for him so you can see it. Shout out to all 1,280 of you guys. We're going almost up to 13. It's so crazy how the show will start like 300 and it just goes. And it's like it's crazy because it was going. It was like 5 or 6. I look back. I'm like, damn, we at 1,200 already. Like shit. So I thank you guys so much. Just for being here, because there's plenty of things in that you can watch. You don't have to watch this shit. So I appreciate you totally.
Appreciate it for sure.
All right. Let me open this up on screen. Okay. Now I'll switch this so far I can see it. And I'll put it up for you guys too, so you guys can take a look at it. Where is it? Is it here? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So for the listening audience, this is a meme of Gavin Newsom, who was looking to run for president, which I don't know. Gavin Newsom, I thought Gavin Newsom was kind of a shoe in the win, but I don't know now. That a lot of things have changed. Anyway, it is a meme. It is Gavin Newsom in a do-rag reading a book, How to Be Black for Dummies, with a plate of chicken and waffles with hot sauce and grape drink, with a Source magazine with, is that Tupac? I don't know who that is. Is that supposed to be Tupac? I think it's supposed to be Tupac. Reading this here, How to Be Black for Dummies. So that's the meme. So what are your feelings on this meme, Fa?
Accurate. They should have put what did he say on it? Yeah, I was dumb too, pretty much.
Yeah,
he said
got a nine something with SAT or something like that. So I'm just like you, Black.
I'm just like you. I struggled I struggled reading in school too.
That makes you relatable.
I'm relatable.
Why we want a president who can't read? Like that's
right.
Like what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Oh, you see the Jordans in the back, you missed them.
Oh, and the Jordans, the box of
Nikes
Jordans in the back. I do think that he's trying very, very hard to do this whole I'm good with the black sort of thing. And I think, well, the Democrat Party kind of sets this up in the way they do their primary schedule, which I heard was going to change. But they do the Iowa first. Then I think it's New Hampshire. Then they do South Carolina. So the South Carolina primary is pivotal because that's what saved Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden, when they over 2020, did not win those first two primaries or whatever. And once he got to South Carolina, once James Clyburn came in and said, blacks, y'all got to support Biden. That's what I said. Do what I say. And the black people listened to him. And then Joe Biden won, and it was off to the races with Joe Biden. He was out of there. So to me, I feel like this speaks to how the Democrat Party speaks to black voters and black people.
Hillary did it too.
Yeah, there's this thing about relatability rather than speaking to issues. For me, I don't give a damn about relatability and you acting black, being black, and doing all the black. I don't care about that. I don't give a damn about that. I care about the issues. I care about, are you going to cut taxes? For me, my issues are very small. Cut taxes, close the border, keep gas prices down.
Yeah, I was about to say
pretty much. You do them three things for me. If you keep gas prices down, keep everything else down.
Yeah.
So if you can do them three things for me, I can pretty much rock with you. Everything else is kind of like window dressing on top of that. But with black people, especially with Democrat Party, everything is always like, oh, was he black acting, or oh, is it, we had Bill Clinton
saxophone
with the saxophone.
I was just about to say,
I was like 8, 9 years old. I watched that live, and I remember thinking to myself, oh wow, like he's cool. That was the whole thing, like, oh, he's the first black president because he's got saxophone and he's cool with saxophone and the sunglasses on Arsenio and whatever. It's like these are the type of stupid things that we look for rather than look for policy, because I don't care how many grape drinks and chicken and waffles and hot sauce you eat. If you're gonna let in 1 million fucking illegal immigrants, you ain't for me as a black person. Sorry, you're not for me. But this, unfortunately, is what moves black people. So this is what they do. I always say our politicians are a reflection of us. Our politicians suck because we suck as citizens. We don't do any research. We don't even know about the Constitution. We don't know what the amendments are. We don't know what they're for. We don't even know what these people are going to office to actually do. They know that going in. They know all we gotta do to get that vote. Because I say, vote is like virginity. It's like a nigga is like vote is like virginity, and all these politicians are like teenage fucking boys. So a nigga will tell you whatever you want to say. This young sweet girl, young sweet virgin girl, he'll say whatever you want to hear. Oh, you pretty, you this, you that, I love you, just to get that pussy. He get that pussy, he out, he gone. Same thing with the vote. The vote's the same shit. They get that vote. Democrats get that vote and they're gone.
You're out of there.
You can't unget the vote. You can't get that hymen back. Can't get that vote back. So he figures I gotta put my swag on.
That's a great analogy.
To look swaggy to black women voters to get that vote off. I'm gonna do it.
And a bunch of y'all men so henpecked and love your mamas and scared to get cut off from
Right,
coochie from your girl, from your wife.
Same thing.
So all we got to do is get them in line, and y'all gonna follow.
And well, I mean, again, if you get the black women in line, you'll get the black men who follow them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's
in line.
right. Exactly.
That's what you got to do.
Yep.
You better vote for Kamala, nigga. What? You ain't getting this pussy no more. You vote for Kamala. You know what I mean? So they know.
That's a fair tactic. I'm not bragging or anything. I don't talk about my dating life or anything.
Yeah.
My dating life did not fall off one bit since I switched to since I voted.
If we're gonna get red pill or whatever, women only ultimately care about, and this is what I tell men about just outreach or whatever. If we get the good men, then the women and the family is gonna follow. Because if a woman is obviously, I know on a personal level, like what you have going on, monetarily wise, business wise, you have a lot of good things going on, whatever. So you be a catch to a woman. So obviously, yes, a woman's gonna be like, oh, this nigga fine, he got money, he voted Trump. I don't give a fuck, he voted Trump, he got my nails done, my hair done, all my shit is done, he take it. So it's like women will talk that game when they're single on their whole
online.
Online too. But if you find a good enough man who's taking care of business, he having over Trump, she don't give a damn about that. You know what I mean? Because even me, type of woman I want be somebody who would just be politically agnostic. Just like don't give a fuck. Just nigga, get my nails done, get my hair done. I don't care who you voted for, whatever. Who you vote for? Okay, well, this is who we vote for. My man said we vote for this. This is what our family votes for. Very much as for me and my house, we serve the Lord type of thing. You know what I mean? So it just starts from the head type of situation. But you have a lot of these men, unfortunately, who aren't strong in themselves, who ain't getting no pussy, who ain't got no, you know what I mean? Whatever they gonna go whatever the narrative has to do. Because honestly, I don't see how anybody who's a black man in the trades, especially, I come from trucking, you come from trucking. Yeah. I don't know how you would be a black man in the trades at this point and still vote for these people because they are not for you at all. Now, if you're a black man in the arts, if you're in education, I get why some people vote Democrat.
LGBT,
it makes sense.
They love
it totally, and I get it. That's why I said I get it. For certain people, you should be a Democrat because they are supporting the things that you support. If your whole life is about racism and sexuality and all that, great. Then Democrat, all the way. I'm about this money.
Right.
That's why I vote the way I vote. Because Republicans about that money, about getting to the bag. Like I'm about that. I'm about independence, making my own money, less government. I personally don't like the government, actually. Republicans, we don't like the government. I can't stand the government. I don't think there should be a government. There should be a least amount of government as
just some type
possible.
Of governing body. Just
I think
a little
there should
bit.
be way less government. So if you are not a person who doesn't like the government, then of course that's why we voted for Donald Trump. We voted for Donald Trump because we don't like the government. Donald Trump was supposed to come in and do a shakeup to the government. In some ways he has. In some ways he is not. But that was the whole point of us voting for him. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, again, back to the virginity thing, I feel like he's getting his swag on to look good for black female voters. Oh, look at Gavin. Yeah, we're gonna vote for him. But to get that vote, and once he get that vote, ladies, he gonna leave you. Just like the other niggas do with the teenage boy and the virginity, all that. They're gonna tell you whatever they gotta tell you to get you in that bed, to get that virginity, he gonna get that pussy, and he out, he going on to the next.
It's always just pawns, man. Same. Biden used Kamala as a pawn. Remember she got her ass kicked in the primary. She didn't even make it. Yeah.
I'm picking a black female vice president. Mind you, of all people,
you know who pushed that though? Charlemagne. I remember Charlemagne said the only way he gonna win. Yeah, but I'm saying that a couple of them. I guess I don't know if they met up and talked about it or if they heard each other say it.
But they said it first, and then Charlemagne.
Okay, I heard Charlemagne say it first.
That was all about the whole South Carolina thing. If you went to South Carolina, you got a black female. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right. Yeah, I heard. That's back when I was listening to the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne said, "Yeah, oh, okay." He said, "Yeah, the only way he gonna win us back is if he elect a black woman as his VP." But on her own, she got her ass kicked. Yeah. She didn't even win her state when she was running the primary. Kamala. Yeah,
outside of her seats in California, she's never won anything for real.
So that's the ultimate DEI. You wasn't even like you because usually the VP is like somebody who was like in the runnings and somebody who was a good candidate when they tried to run on their own. She was a horrible candidate on there. She just was the black candidate. It was her or Stacey Abrams or something. Who was he trying to pick?
It was her. It was Val Demings. No, it was her. It was either her, Val Demings from Florida.
Yeah.
Who her husband was in Congress, something like that. Something like that. I think she ran for Congress. Or her, Val Demings in Florida, and Karen Bass. And of the three,
okay,
the least black, of course, of the
yeah. Okay,
the least black of the blacks.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
that's who he ended up picking.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her, and they.
that was
that was bad. But she was horrible. Yeah, she was horrible. But I remember Charlemagne was pushing the black woman thing, and he actually tried to handpick Kamala Harris, but again, because of the Howard thing.
They are a reflection of us because we suck because we fall for do-rags and grape drink. You know what I mean? They're just going to give us what we want.
But remember, Biden she was right by his side. Hey, I got the black woman, vote for me. Yeah. After he got in, we ain't see her 4 years. And after, I barely seen her.
And after she said that he was racist, basically.
Right? Yeah, she did. It's just
a debate. Yeah. She said after they asked her, like, did you say he was racist? Oh no, it was just a debate. Okay, sure. But this is what they do. This is what they think of us, black folks. This is what they think.
And they'll just piss on us and tell us it's raining.
Get some, chicken and waffles. Get a Source magazine. Remember, Kamala lied and said she listened to Biggie and Tupac. Biggie and Tupac wasn't even out when she was in college.
She was in college. Yep. Yeah, she was in college in the 80s. They came out in the 90s.
So she lied about it. But these are the things. Hillary, the hot sauce, is it working? I mean, the thing.
Remember just to your relatability point. Remember the fake McDonald's picture? They found out was a little white girl. Yeah.
That's why I pay y'all black folks on mine. Y'all want to call me a coon, whatever. I don't give a damn because the things that y'all don't get offended over are hilarious to me, as opposed to things y'all actually do get offended over. The things y'all don't get offended over, there are so many things y'all should be offended over that y'all just let.
And McDonald's came out and said we don't have no record of Kamala Harris working.
They just do y'all just do whatever the Democrats tell y'all to do. Y'all get mad at whoever the Democrats tell y'all to be mad at. This is ridiculous. Gavin Newsom's ridiculous. Yet many black people are siding with him, which I don't get it.
He the worst. He the worst governor.
I remember arguing with somebody. I argued with Lucas, Lucas the Abstract on my podcast, saying that, which I still do believe. I'm saying he's a nominee, but I argued that if he was a nominee against Rubio or Vance, he would win. I still do think that he would win, but I don't think so. But I don't. The reason why I say it's because of the war. And because of this, people, this shit works for people. Like, we have to be honest. Bro. This bullshit, he's very smooth, and this shit works for people. We have to just really be honest about it. I'm saying that it shouldn't.
I don't even understand why they candidate, bro.
But even me saying that right now, I know good and damn well there's plenty of black folks that this bullshit still fucking works for, and I know it does. And with JD Vance and Rubio, like I said, he's very, he's very presidential in the way he does it, but the war thing is always going to tear them down, no matter what. The war thing is always going to look bad, and it's really not. And the war thing, the gas price, all that is going to be a tear down. So if you have Gavin Newsom coming and being the cool guy, he's tall, he gives you the presidential look, he's relatable to the blacks and all that stuff, because they're all trying to be fake Obamas again.
That's all it is. Yeah.
And my thing is, I'm a weirdo because Obama never did it for me. Like I never saw how Obama was always so wonderful. I didn't even vote for Obama in the primary. Oh wait, I voted for Hillary. I was like, I don't know this nigga Hussein. I'm voting no damn Hussein. I'm voting for Hillary. I know because at the time, Hillary was heavy in New York. I believe she might have been a senator in New York by that time. Yeah, she already was a senator in New York. Bill Clinton had relatability. Bill Clinton had bought that office space in Harlem, so they were like our people. So I was like, I'm rocking with Hillary. I don't know this Hussein nigga.
No, I did Obama both times. I was a kid. That was my first election.
I did vote for him in 08.
And 12.
But ultimately, in the primary, I voted for Hillary. So this unfortunately, this whole thing works, and many of y'all heifers is going to be giving y'all virginity to the Democrats once again for them to play you and use you. So conversely, we have another meme. Let me put that one up for you, and I'll put that one up for the audience. So, audience, there is a picture of a guy here with a Make America Great Again hat. Somebody's passing him a brain, and he's saying, "No thanks, buddy. I'm MAGA." So, Fa, what say you about this meme?
Are they saying we don't have brains? Yeah,
it sounds like it.
I think it's actually the total opposite.
Well, I look at it like there are some people who, and I found out in my not being for this war, there are definitely people who are people who follow Trump to a fault. Like, I like Trump. I wouldn't say that I'm a Trump fan, but I do like Trump. I voted for Trump, voted him 3 times. I support Trump. I support Trump in most of what he does. I don't support the war. But I did find that in opposing the war, not even opposing Trump, not even saying Trump should be impeached, and a lot of my opposition to the war, is about the fact that I know it's going to F things up politically for Trump. Like it's really out of concern for Trump. A lot of my, being anti the war is a lot of that comes from that. It's not even so much about, because I say all the time, I'm not an Israel Palestine. I don't give a damn about none of it. Just don't put out none of our American money and treasure and soldiers into it. Y'all it's whatever the hell they want to do over there. They've been doing it anyway. So like, why are we? My thing is us not being concerned. Yeah. So even with that stance, I have MAGA people cussing me out, calling me all kinds of names. I mean, I'm getting now from the right and the left. So I do feel like on some level there are people that are Trump sycophants that do not have brains of their own, and they put that red MAGA. I haven't had a MAGA cap on in years. At this point, I used to have one. I had one. I don't know where the hell the shit is now, but I'm the raccoon cap guy. That's the cap I put on. That's my cap. My cap's raccoon cap. But I do think there are people who are in the MAGA movement who just don't. Trump could do no wrong. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that Trump broke his no new war promise. Doesn't mean
I agree.
Trump. Doesn't mean that you want him to die. Doesn't mean you want me impeached. Actually, I don't want him impeached. That's why I bring these things out. I'd actually like for Trump not to be impeached. Actually, but if they win the House, if Democrats win the House, we already know he's going to be impeached every 5 minutes, just like he was before, which I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah,
but there are people where you can't say anything that's against whatever the narrative is, and they want to attack. No matter how faithful you've been to the Trump movement, no matter how many times you voted him 3 times, and all that, they'll still say, you're a fake MAGA. You're that's what I think these people are. I think that there are people in MAGA movement that don't have no damn brain. They can't think for themselves.
Yeah. But like I said, I think it's the opposite. I think, it's more people, it's more brainless people on the Democrat side.
Oh, like absolutely.
But I'm saying it's more people like you and myself who we still give constructive criticism of Trump, or will say, hey, he was wrong here, or I disagree with this aspect of the presidency. You know what I'm saying? But Democrats just vote blue no matter who.
Trump came out against, Candace Viola Luma with that magazine cover thing, whatever.
I didn't like that. Some stuff,
You know what I mean? Like that was whack to me.
Some stuff is beneath. Like I like that he's more,
but some battles need to be fought.
Right, exactly.
You necessarily fight them. And the thing is that,
and then Candace is no matter what she disagree with you on, you can't like call her low IQ,
especially
or
because
disrespect
Candace
her.
Was there from the beginning, and
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
The first YBLS thing with Candace, whatever. Like I was at that thing. You know what I mean? That was the only turning point of it I've ever been to in my life. But I met Charlie that day. It's the only time I met Charlie.
Wow. Okay.
I met Charlie that day. Met Candace that day. But you know what I mean? Like that. Like I will always have respect for, no matter what Candace does. I always have respect for her for that, because she took that 600 black kids from the hood. And mind you, we from the hood. Like we almost got to a fight down there. It was like, I could tell you stories that I had to write a book one day. I had to tell you about the fight. We about to tear this Shake Shack up. It was like MAGA hat blacks versus the non-MAGA hat blacks. It was a whole thing. But you know what I mean? She did this whole thing, bringing people down there. She supported Trump, no matter what. And it's like, he's not above constructive criticism.
Thank you. That's my point. Yeah, I disagree with him with that.
Did a lot with Trump. She did a lot of campaigns. Even with Tucker, they both did a lot. And I'm sorry, Megyn Kelly and Megyn Kelly and Tucker were a big part of Trump winning.
Charlie.
Charlie as well. And the thing is that if Charlie were alive, would he call Charlie low IQ? But Charlie gonna be for this war.
And now and then that make our job harder, like defending them, right? Because now it look like y'all was just used, like you giving the other side fodder to ammunition to use against your supporters. Like, oh, see, he just used now, because when he did come at Candace, see, he used you, he used the black woman, and he used you and spit you out, and that's what they do. And
what is it they always say? They always throw the white supremacists always throw their tools away. What is the line? They will always throw their tools away or something.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So there's always that, but it's like I can constructively criticize Trump and not be a Trump hater and want the worst. I want the best for Trump. I want Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm never. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
But you gotta. But in order to be receptive to that, you gotta have real people around you. So. With that being said, Trump probably got a bunch of yes people around him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So for you to even, but that I'm not in the White House with him, but that tells you that if you see any outside critics, like why, and then you lash out like that, that means you used to hearing everything you know, in your favor.
And stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I definitely do think this meme is apropos, and there are definitely people in the MAGA movement that don't have
Okay, yeah, I didn't think about it from that angle.
People that are on X that are like just regurgitate whatever bullshit is going on. And I listen to even with the war. Like I watch Fox very pro the war. So I want to hear that perspective. I watch Myron Gaines, somebody who's a very anti the war, or Candace Owens, who like I like to so I can find out how I
different
feel.
Perspectives,
different perspectives.
Yeah,
I'm not just I'm a drone. I do whatever Trump says. No, like if there's places where I disagree, I would say I disagree with Trump and I still do admire Trump. He's definitely my favorite president of my lifetime. Still, you know what I mean? Like he's, I think Trump is dope. Like, I've definitely supported Trump, and Trump over my eyes. So a lot of things politically, you know what I mean? So there's certainly things that I will always be grateful to Trump for. But when he's wrong, I have no problem saying that he's wrong.
Right.
I believe this war shit is wrong. Sorry, it's wrong in all ways, politically, all that. It's just wrong. It's just wrong altogether. So
I 100% agree, but but I still think this is more true for the other side.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
it's way more of them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they don't think for themselves at all.
Yeah, like we had a conversation about like what turned me for real. Like I remember back was it 16 or 20 with the Ice Cube thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was that 20? I think that was 20. Yeah, that was after he won when he was running for re-election when Biden ended up winning. And and he came out with the platinum. Remember we spoke about that, the platinum plan.
I was at the platinum plan launch in Atlanta.
Wow. Okay.
I will say this to criticize Trump again. The platinum plan launch. What I didn't like about it, I got an invite through Laura Trump. Laura Trump has sent me the invite, whatever. And I went out there. And it was like last minute. Everybody's rushing out. I was talking to Laverne because Laverne was there too. I didn't know Laverne. So Laverne was there, and Jerome, who ran for Jerome Bell, who ran for Congress. I didn't know them, but we were all at the same event. But I didn't know them at the time. And it just that we had everything, but I felt like he didn't really go over the details. It was like a paper that was like written with all the stuff on it.
Right. Him and Q was supposed to be ironing out the details.
I kind of felt like it was kind of short on the details, whatever. But I mean, it's still not the worst thing in the world. But that was a small criticism. But anyway, we've reached the end of the show, guys. So we are lucky number 17. I went there. Oh wow, we 1,400 of y'all. It's almost 1,500 people in here. So that's good. So y'all definitely. This is why you're talking about the whole with Anton Daniels and the long shows and
with the long he's doing the longer shows now
because the people start coming. Even after like 2 hours in, you get more people. So it's like we're just getting to this point, and now we're having to wrap the show up. But there's always the replay for those who came in new. You can watch from the beginning. But you guys, thank you so much for watching today. As far as the future stuff, obviously I'll be back here next week. Here every week. Saturday-ish, 12-ish or whatever around the time, whatever. I'm in CP time. Tuesday at 2. I'll be on with Hood Conservative with Laverne. I believe Trevian will be back this week, so there's that. And I may pop up any other time this week. So also, if you want to be on the show, whether you want to be on this panel or be on Hood Conservative, hit me up in my DMs. I'm Benj Irby on everything. Benj Irby on everything. Fa, anything you want to say? Tell people how they can follow you, find you.
Benj, convinced me to make an Instagram, so I got a new Instagram. It's FA_Brown34 on Instagram. Just Fa Brown on YouTube and Fa Brown on Facebook. Yeah, that's
you can find him, of course, in the clips and whatever, the things that come out from the show and all that good stuff.
I'm sure you'll tag me.
Yes. So I'll tag you, so you better find him that way. So I thank everybody for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Actually, before next week, I'll see you on Tuesday on Hood Conservative. I'll see you guys on Tuesday on Hood Conservative with Laverne and Trevi, and I'm sure we'll have some other guests or whatever. Comments, of course. Let me see if there are any other comments over here. Oh, this is a comment for the USHER thing. Yes. Not in New York and New Jersey. That's right. Yes, not in New York and New Jersey. That is correct. Yeah, you can't get a New York and New Jersey crowd over with that old USHER thing. I'm sorry, USHER. There was no way you want to let that go. I don't know who that was. Some people said that was Gusher. That was Fusher. Fake USHER. Whoever. None of that fake stuff over here. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Tuesday. Maybe another time after Tuesday, but definitely Tuesday and next Saturday. God bless you. Have a good one. And we out.